6 was set yesterday, but one act remains before the final. It's the Crows and the Kangaroos from Adelaide's Football Park. 6 months ago, the home team played their first AFL match and properly demolished Hawthorn. Since then, they've struggled for consistency. 8 days ago, North Melbourne were headed for the finals. Today, can they salvage a victory in their last appearance for 1991? Everybody, I'm Dennis Committee. Welcome along to Football Park on an absolutely glorious day for the final qualifying match in the 1991 season. Today, it's the Adelaide Crows against North Melbourne. And I guess it's fair to say a lot of pride riding on this game. The Crows looking for their 10th victory in 1991, and of course North Melbourne looking to redeem themselves after going down last week, capitulating really to Geelong, a game they needed to win. So very much pride at stake for these two teams. Looking back, as far as these two sides are concerned during the course of the season, they met in round 9, thrilling game. Adelaide led early, North Melbourne came storming back and eventually won it by 2 points. John Longmire had a big night. A crowd of about 25,500 building up the sunshine. I think they're enjoying that here at Football Park. And the Crows, well, I suppose it's been a mixed bag for them this season. They started so well, that big victory over Hawthorn, but now they will finish hoping for 10 victories. Ross Glendinning is with me. Ross, what about these two sides?
Yes, I think you mentioned it's virtually pride. North really did do themselves a great injustice with those last two performances, and of course Crows coming off a bye. We look at the sides now. Patterson a big job on Longmire, and of course Carey alongside him gives him a great firepower right up that forward line. And look at the half-backs there. Maynard, Donald McDonald coming into the side. He's one of the most senior players now at North Melbourne, and big job for him.
What about North? They got here late.
Yes, that could be a little bit of a problem, although they're professional, Dennis. They've got to be prepared for that, and it will happen again. So the situation in the centre, Filkey and Larkin should be a good one. And John Klug, I'm a bit wrapped for John Klug, but McCarthy's a very fine player. Staritsky back in his hometown. He's a good up-and-coming draft pick for North Melbourne. And Jamison at full forward. Very fine player, and we'll have a bit of difficulty though on Michael Martin, who's a very tough customer. Micken had a fantastic season, and Gallagher coming back into the side for North Melbourne. He'll give Micken a bit of a run, but Jarman and Steele, if Steele will tag him, that'll be a good contest as well. Interchange, Bickley and Murphy, and David Dwyer coming for North Melbourne with Mark Roberts.
Can I say this on paper? North look pretty strong today. One of their better sides?
Yes, and I know Wayne Shulwish are looking for a big game from them. They need to finish the season well to look forward to next year.
Okay, very shortly, Ross and I joined by Peter McKenna. That right after this. And welcome back to Football Park. The Crows are out there. Andrew Jarman is out there. Some doubt about him during the week, but he will play this afternoon, obviously. North Melbourne arrived late to the ground only 45 minutes ago, so they're not on the ground as yet, but they are here. That's good news. Okay, let's go down for the Mitsubishi Motors ground report now to Max Stevens, basking in the sunshine. Good afternoon, Max.
Yes, thanks very much, Dennis. And you can probably tell by the way I am squinting, the conditions down here are ideal for football, and I think it'd be fair to say what a better way to finish off the season for North Melbourne and the Adelaide Crows with a great game under great conditions. Now, the current temperature is 20.8 degrees, already past the expected high of 20 degrees. The wind, a southerly of about 5 kilometres. Now, the goal advantage, 1 to 2 goals, left to right of screen, humidity 43%. The forecast, a beautiful forecast, fine and mild sunny conditions, and the ground condition, as one would expect, is in excellent condition.
Thanks, Max. So Framingham Market, rain this afternoon at 1,000 to 1. What about the odds on the premiership? Let's check with the Melbourne Tabaret, and the favourites to win the premiership still the West Coast Eagles, coming off their loss yesterday. Pre-season at 7 to 1, now into 10 to 9. Geelong 16 to 1 into 9 to 4. Hawthorn 9 to 2 into 11 to 4. And I guess the tragedy is one of those two sides, Geelong and St Kilda, will go out next week. 25 to 12 St Kilda. Essendon 5s out to 20s, and Melbourne 5s out to 16s. Well, life may be a tabaret, but what do the Channel 7 experts think? Let's find out.
The grand finalists, well, it's out of 3 teams, West Coast, Hawthorn and Geelong. I think it'll be a Geelong-West Coast game, but at this stage, I'll wait and see.
Well, to me, the grand final is still a bit of a toss-up. I've gone for Hawthorn and the West Coast Eagles, however, to play off on that one day in September, and it will be the Eagles just who will rewrite the record books.
I think the grand final will be played between the West Coast and Geelong, and I think the West Coast will win the game. Well, for the premiership, I can't go past the West Coast Eagles. Their form now in Melbourne is almost as good as it was in Perth during the year, where they were unbeaten right throughout the season. And I think in the grand final, they will come up against Hawthorn with the Eagles to win narrowly.
I think the West Coast Eagles will win the grand final. They've been the best side in the competition all year. And if they can maintain that form through September, they'll beat Geelong in the grand final.
Well, for the grand final, I like West Coast and Geelong. For the premiership, Geelong.
History shows that it's mighty hard to win the premiership outside the double chance. Not since 1969, when Richmond won from 4th, has a team come from sudden death to win the flag. So that gives a big advantage to the Eagles and Hawthorn, who finished in the top 2 and have the double chance. And I think this year, with the southern stand construction going on at the MCG and the game to be played at Waverley, it's a ground the Eagles can play. They'll never have a better chance of winning the flag than they will this year. They'll do it and create history. The Eagles for me.
Well, I fancy that the 1991 grand finalists this year will be, firstly, the West Coast Eagles, who have been absolutely fantastic throughout the season. I think their opposition will be Geelong, who have had a fairly consistent year as well. I do think that Geelong, mainly through my pocket, that the Cats will come out on top and win the flag this year.
The two teams competing in the grand final this year, I would think, would be West Coast Eagles and Geelong.
Well, I feel the two grand finalists this year will be the West Coast Eagles and Hawthorn, because I feel they're the two best teams in the competition. I feel that West Coast have really taken football to another level this year. They're almost unbeatable over at home, particularly at Subiaco, but Hawthorn have got a great deal of finals experience, terrific forward line, and so I'm pretty sure they'll play in the grand final, particularly as the fact they're playing at Waverley. I'm tipping Hawthorn to actually win it because they've been through the mill many times before.
Well, despite the fact we're close to the end of the season, it still doesn't get easy to pick the grand finalists, but I think the West Coast Eagles, on the strength of their season, will be there, and I think their major rivals will be Geelong, and I think the Eagles will make history and win the grand final, although it won't be as easy as many people in Perth think it will be. And welcome back to Football Park here in Adelaide, and welcome to Peter McKenna. Good afternoon, Pete.
Good afternoon, Dennis. Well, I think it'll be a great game of football. A pretty difficult one to pick. But I feel that North Melbourne have come over for this game pretty late. And I really feel that the Adelaide side, with the crowd roaring for them here, a little bit more incentive. I think the stuffing might have been knocked out of North Melbourne a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and I'm tipping that Adelaide will win this game at home.
Notice Jeff Chandler just moments ago out there for North. He's in place of Dean McRae. So the one change for North Melbourne. And Ross Glendinning, who do you like this afternoon?
Yes, I think it'd be difficult for North to get up on the Crows' home ground. Just looking at Jeff Chandler and David Dwyer, the two interchange players. And for Adelaide Crows, Murphy and Pays.
So, as we said at the outset, not a lot riding on this game, but certainly both sides would love to finish with a victory. It's been a real roller coaster ride as far as Adelaide have been concerned. Great start, trough mid-season. Had their chances until a month ago to make the finals, but now have fallen by the wayside. And North Melbourne, of course, right in the firing line until last week, and they self-destructed against Geelong. Well, we've got a fight, the obligatory pre-match fight, down on the north half-forward line as Gallagher goes up and wins it down. Ramiro, meantime, boots it towards half-forward as the fight continues. Carey's got it. He broke away from the fight and proceeds to put it out of bounds on the full.
Yes, John McCarthy involved. I can't pick the Adelaide player, but just so unnecessary. It really is. Scott Lee.
Here's Wiedemann in the back pocket. Wiedemann drives towards the outer side. Players in the air, clears them. German has had a fine season, waits behind and pushes it across the boundary line. Really, the AFL has got to do something about these fights before games, and in fact fights per se. I think the umpire has got to go out there, the reserve umpire, and tell them if they don't break within 5 seconds, they're both reported. Full stop.
It happened down at Geelong yesterday a number of times behind the play, Dennis.
Just a joke. Filkey gets it away. McDermott on the boundary line, smothered by Staritsky. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Well, Chris McDermott, Ross, back into that Crows side will make a big difference to them.
Oh, he's a fine player. He's had a very good season. Again, his statistics are high. He's always a big ball winner, and he's done it again this season.
Sean Wren, the young, promising ruckman for the Crows, against Michael Gallagher, who's back in that north side. German, and actually went between his legs. The ball at half back. There's Tregenza getting in a hand pass to Maynard. McGuinness cleverly to the half-forward line. The race is on. Grant Pilkey is there, and Crocker helps it over the line. Pilkey had a stint at Collingwood. Or a famous number there too, number 6, Ross.
Who wore that one, Peter?
Didn't they retire that, Pete?
There's John Klug and Fairley battling for the ball. Staritsky back in his hometown. Oh, ridden into the ground is German. Here's Staritsky again, buttering up and bringing it to the half-forward line. Good mark to Carey. Started off well. Jose Ramiro, the short one, to the pocket. Longmire has it fisted away by his opponent, Sean Tasker. And Tasker getting the plaudits of the crowd. Johnny Longmire, 13 goals to kick today if he's to reach his 100.
Wren and Gallagher. A lot of jostling. Gallagher hooks it behind. Opportunity for Scholl and/or Rock. Scholl kept it in front, rakes it in now. He's over the ball, could be penalised. No. We've got a bounce.
Really in that situation too, Dennis. I thought that he should allow Rock to come through the flow of the ball rather than taking it back.
Thought so. There's the bounce. McCarthy. McGuinness now. McDermott. All the backs. This is Filkey. Driving towards half forward. From behind the big leap. Saw it hit the deck though. North Melbourne needed a fist on that one. Well played Liptak. Gets it away to Brown. Brown inside the 50 goes goal. He's kicked it. Adelaide gets the first.
And the congratulations there coming from teammates to Tony McGuinness midfield. The ball just carried through in a nice passage of play there. There's a beautiful kick there by David Brown. And it's certainly what Graham Corns will be looking for. They need to get away quickly, get the impetus up early.
Good running goal that by David Brown. Adelaide kicking with the aid of the breeze. We saw a schoolboys game beforehand, and the breeze certainly favouring the end that Adelaide is kicking to. Now here's Grant Filkey to the half-forward line. Racing after his lark, and he's trying to play it on in front. Now he lies over. Good play by Brown to get it to Genzo to the half-forward line. Sucked it off the ground by Mark Robertson out in the full.
Well done by Brown there. He chased Larkin. He's got a tagging job, then dispossessed him. And here's the play that set it up again for the Crows.
Matthew Liptak back in the Crows side now. He's looking to centre this one up in front of goal for the high flyers. Big fist away. That was good play by Mark Roberts. Taken by Steele. Darren Steele to half forward. The race is on. The two number 18s. Carey versus Maynard. Look at the skill of Carey. Look at that. For confidence. 2 bounces. 3 bounces. Will he go again? No, he won't. He'll go to the pocket. And the mark has been taken by Donald McDonald. Right on the boundary line will be a very, very difficult kick. May even try and centre this one. Should be looking for a short option. Donald McDonald, a chance for North Melbourne's first goal. Adelaide opened the scoring with a goal to Brown, but here's McDonald. Kicks hard through that ball, and he has missed to the right. So first quarter, North are behind, and Donald McDonald has filled in for Wayne Carey as the season has progressed. Real honest goer.
Yes, he's been that way all through his career. He's had some ups and downs, but he's been a fine contributor as a team player.
Tasker kicks in, virtually straight down the middle. Wren's the target. Gallagher fisting away. McGuinness going nowhere. Claimed by Steele. Larkin lost it. Picked up by Ramiro. Hurried kick inside the attacking 50. Knocked on intelligently by Longmire. Taken by Schwass. 20 metres out and closing, and grubbers it through for a goal.
North Melbourne by a point. And there's Wayne Schwass, who's had a fine season. His first few games were pretty ordinary, but as the season has progressed, he's really picked up. There's Chris McDermott, the long kick down towards full forward, but a good mark taken by Roberts.
2 former teammates at the Bears.
That's right, and both have had great seasons. There's the short one. Now, is that 50? No. The mark has been taken by Staritsky, but Mark Roberts has been, well, full credit to him. He's persevered. He's been with 3 AFL clubs. With Brett Ellison to centre wing. Maynard in front. Carey off the ground and not on the full, so it'll be a throw-in. And started off well, Carey, Ross.
Yes, he's a very fine prospect for a young fellow. Well built, very strong, very confident player.
Wren versus Gallagher again. Wren in front. Here's Schwass. The ball held to him. This will be a bounce. Good umpiring.
Kerry's still not quite right, Peter. I think with that shoulder, the injuries he's come back from, it's causing him some strife, particularly with his overhead marking, naturally enough, getting his arms up in the air.
Also, you must lose match fitness too when you're out for such a long period as he will. There's Steele getting it across to Schwass. North Melbourne off and running. Staritsky runs in 40 metres from goal, tries to bring it back, but the breeze holds it up, and through it goes for another behind. So North Melbourne have moved on to 1-2. The Crows, one straight kick for a goal.
Sean Tasker again goes in short. This is McDermott across half-back. Long kick towards midfield. Klug's in front. Neither he nor Fairley touched the ball. It runs behind. Larkin is at left half-back. Matthew Larkin measures the hand pass off to Fairley. Fairley, standing start towards half-forward. Rock in from the side. Almost a good mark taken down there by Liptak. Or was it Bickley? Bickley was the leaper. Mopping up his Lee. Klug.
Oh, great.
Terrific handball. Brown's got it on the wing. Probing kick towards half-forward. And in front, the mark is claimed by Patterson.
Beautiful handball from Klug.
Patterson listed to start at full-back. Obviously on the forward line. Wayward kick, though. Roberts comes up from the goal square. Keeps it in front. Hard against the boundary line. Gets it across to Crocker. The defensive side of right half-back Crocker. Towards the wing. Chance behind for Steele. Beat him. Eventually Carey. Carey for North. Lays it off. The big man's got it. Gallagher towards the pocket, and the mark is held by McDonald.
Michael Gallagher, the ruckman, has got very good skills for a big fellow. Yes, he's very balanced for a fellow who almost looks awkward, but his hand and foot skills are very good.
Plenty of space available on the forward lines here at Football Park, especially on a still beautiful day like today. If you're prepared to run, chances are you'll finish up with the ball. Here's McDonald. His kick truly.
North Melbourne 2-2. Adelaide 1 goal. Good start by North. There's Wren, stolen by Steele. Gallagher back to Steele. Terrific play this by North. Oh, a shocking kick. Maynard onto the left foot, tries to bring it back towards Wren. Wren's set up in front of the pack. The ball at centre wing. Klug, normally pretty sure with the hands for a big man. Terrific handball, and look at that. On the Hart. Now Tony McGuinness. McGuinness from 45 metres sprints into goal and kicks it wide, and a poor kick out of bounds on the full. He really could have steadied then.
Yeah, particularly for a fellow of McGuinness's skills there, Pete. It was a poor kick. Michael Murphy's warming up for the Crows. Not sure who's going to come off here. We'll just wait and see.
Michael Martin to the half-back line. Was that a mark to Gallagher or a delayed reaction by the umpire? But the mark has been paid. Gallagher to Fairley. Oh, good mark by the centre half-back. Drifted up to the wing. It was very intelligent play. Underrated player, Ian Fairley. He kicks wide, and North Melbourne look a lot sharper at the moment. He's German. Oh, good tackle. A very, very good tackle put on by Tasker. And Peter German not happy with himself there. Micken versus Gallagher. Mark Micken grabs it out of that ruck jewel. Socket off the ground by Brown to centre wing. Klug again to Filkey. And Adelaide go forward. The short pass is on. Over the back of Jamison. Larkin receiving from Roberts. Matthew Larkin wide. Schwass, front position, no mark. And it comes loose to Filkey, and the Crows a chance. Klug, I read that well. He's a clever player, Klug. And look at that pass. And Andrew Jarman has marked 40 metres from goal.
Yeah, Murphy's come onto the ground to replace Scott Lee, calling for the ball there, but because Jarman had his back to the play, it's just unforgivable, that. You must turn around and look. The moment you get the ball, turn around.
Everyone in the crowd saw it. Andrew Jarman.
Needs to kick this now, doesn't he?
He surely does. He's almost directly in front. Now there's the kick. Oh, it's not a bad looking kick. Did it sneak in? I think it did. Yes, a goal.
North lead by 2 points, just over 14 minutes remaining in this first period. Back in the middle, Gallagher wins it down. Tregenza did best on the ground. Over the top to Brown. Liptak outside him. Liptak towards centre half forward. Wren stumbled as he approached that ball. It spills across to Rock, who slaps it out. Taken by Steele. Away to Scholl. Forward of half-back. Scholl. Long kick towards half-forward. Maynard in front. Carey over the top. Terrific mark. Carey plays on immediately on his knees to McCarthy. McCarthy across the ground. Sets Doritsky a task. Still he goes. Down he goes. Wiedemann well played. The crowd love that. He sockers it away. It's out of bounds at left half-back.
Well, McCarthy's kick, he was trying to kick over the top of the Adelaide players coming toward him rather than just going around the side a little. She was a poor kick.
Did he need to go short at all?
He should have kicked it himself.
Spoken like a full forward. Throw in on the... I've got 2 of them today.
Yeah, I would have passed it.
Throw it on the outer side. Behind the pack it comes. Down goes Brown. That's hard in there. Burrowing in. Gallagher claimed him. And a bounce right half forward for the Kangaroos. McRae out. Chandler in. Jarman, who was doubtful, has started for the Crows. Micken has had a wonderful season. Wins it down deftly. Hart in trouble. Schloss reaches in. Oh, that's superb stuff. Emerged with the ball. The hand pass, not all that good, though. On his knees, Maynard going nowhere. Ramiro slides in like a base runner going to second. And we'll have another ball up.
Yeah, just again, the execution of the skill there from Schloss doing all the hard work. And just not such a good handball. Messed it up.
Who's he? So bounce just outside the 50. Micken and Gallagher. Steele. Storitsky in there. Dragged to the ground. And again, we've got this pushing. This time the umpire decides to award a free kick. And the hostilities just spilling over. The crowd not very happy with Hayden Kennedy. I think they're suggesting the wrong Kennedys were shot. There goes the kick down towards the pocket. And the mark is held by McDonald. And still the crowd very restless as umpire Kennedy goes across, as are the players.
Yeah, so there's been a bit of slinging, what have you. Again, it's that sort of stuff. Just unnecessary.
And there's Frankie Gumbleton out there talking to John McCarthy, former North Melbourne Premiership back pocket player. And they're still pushing and shoving. There's been too much of this in recent weeks.
Gallagher's off for North with David Dwyer coming on.
Well, in the meantime, Donald McDonald will have his second shot for goal from 40 metres. Well, not a bad-looking kick, a beautiful drop punt. That's a goal. And North Melbourne looking very, very determined and sharp. They lead by 8 points. Oh, players went in hard there. Jarman on the left foot to the half-forward line. Here's Micken looking for the hand pass over the top to Liptak. Will it sit for him? He tries to get in the hand pass to Tregenza. Klug cleverly. Liptak again. McGuinness. Now it's Murphy. Oh, he threads it through the eye of the needle. Great goal.
What a terrific kick, Pete. You called it. Of course, having played 3 games at North Melbourne, Murphy began to do well here, coming off the interchange just a few minutes ago. That was a terrific kick. Schloss again here. Liptak just fumbling a little, but the ball was still going forward. Tregenza got put out, but there, that fellow again, Klug. Liptak involved again, and then just straight through was Murphy. Beautiful kick.
High standard game, this one so far. Murphy amongst the goals, back in round 9 when North won by 2 points. Micken goes up, wins it down. Brown, quick hands. McGuinness smothered off the boot, picked up by German. Goes towards half forward with a very high kick. Maynard was held without it surely, and we get the free kick. Maynard is playing in front. Wanting 50.
When they played earlier in the year at the MCG, Maynard actually played a great game on Carey.
There goes the kick towards half forward. Actually got shifted, which turned the balance of that game a little bit, as I recall, Pete. Scholl gets a hand pass away. Rock's got it on the wing. Strong Shepherd. Rock goes down towards half forward and Carey. McDermott goes down.
Definite free kick there.
Wiedemann comes away off the chest of Crocker, runs free behind. Klug, brilliantly done. Klug still going. Heard the voice of Tregenza. Tregenza, hurried kick towards centre half forward, and Brown meters in the clear, turns around, goes bang, and misses.
He turned very quickly there. He had ran free, had led out from the square, but thought he was perhaps under more pressure than what he really was.
Brett Ellison will bring the ball back into play. He's going short. Can sometimes be dangerous, that. Larkin to Steele. Off goes Darren Steele. Kicks wide. He's got a loose man there in Staritsky. He's on centre wing. Kicking into the breeze. North Melbourne. Keary and Maynard again. Maynard trying to get front position. Ooh, some strong work. Out it comes, though, to Peter German from Keary. That was good play. German set sail for home. And it's another goal to North. North Melbourne by 7 points. And looking very, very good. There's a free kick on Klug. And a very entertaining game we're seeing at the moment. Beautiful kick by Klug. A 60-metre drop punt. Jamison thumps it down to Jarman. Jarman hooks it round the corner. The punch away comes towards Brown. Brown, can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Here's Jamison, the short one. Looking for Klug, who's a very clever player. He's beaten for it this time by Fairley. Well done by McGuinness to smother that hand pass. Now it's Scholl looking for Peter German. He's got back up support from Staritsky. And eventually Jamison has given away the free kicker, holding the man decision.
Staritsky off to Martin from half back, through midfield towards half forward. Over the top, Patterson did well, got it on the ground. This is Filkey, pursued by Schwass. Down he went. Schwass rakes the ball in. And will have a bounce? No. The umpire with a sense of humour, Peter Cameron, letting them play on. They all stop. It was umpiring by committee out there, not committee. I thought it would have been a bounce. Umpire Cameron. Right half forward for North, gets it down. Filkey got it from Jarman, goes back to Jarman. He's on the wing now, towards half forward. Liptak's in front. Almost a mark, not paid. Wren's got it, stood up in the tackle. Crocker towards the boundary line, pursued by Murphy. Almost ran it across. Comes back in now. Staritsky's got the ball at right half back. Wide to German. German towards half forward. Well represented North, but a strong mark is taken by Maynard. Outnumbered 2-1, but he's a fine aerialist. Bit of Kenny Hunter in him. Gets it to Bickley. Across it comes to Wiedemann, who goes in short. Jarman coming into the game now. Patterson through midfield. Inside the attacking 50. Runs free behind. Who's got the pace? Wren's coming across. He's certainly taking the giant strides. He's on his knees. Well done, young man. Out to Brown. Brown again. This time going bang is better.
A point the margin, and the central umpire's whistle has been replaced. The emergency umpire at the break took out the new whistle to him. We don't see that too often as the ball was at half forward on Liptak. Plenty of pace. And they're racing it towards, brilliant pick-up, Liptak. Klug, a rare fumble. Now he's got it on the left foot, brings it up in front of goal, a one-on-one contest. And, Wren, was that a free kick? No.
It should have been.
Almost a free. I thought he was held. Well done by Wren to smother that hand pass. He's Micken. A wild hand pass. Taken by Crocker, who goes to the line. Teammate there was Steele. 2-on-1 contest. 2 normally wins out, and they do here through Filkey. Hand pass off to McDermott. McDermott from 60. Up in front of goal. Brett Ellison went for the fly. Here's an easy goal coming up. And bang, Jamison a goal.
And Pete, Brett Ellison should have stayed down. I mean, you can't have that many players go. Someone's going to be on the ground to crumb. And the Adelaide players were, and there was not a North player around.
5 points the margin, and Wayne Schimmelbusch would not be happy with that.
Yeah, Swoss made a bit of an effort to mark that foot. He then tried to trip Filkey to stop the momentum, but it was a good driving kick there from Chris McDermott, the skipper. Here, Allison, actually, he did try to stop himself. He got caught under the pack. But then they read it better, the Adelaide Crows, and finished off.
What a good game so far. 5-1 plays 4-2. The Crows in front. 2 very evenly matched teams. Scholl. This is German. McCarthy forward of the wing, goes down towards left half forward, coming back to the ball. Rock almost the mark. Inside the 50, lays it off. Staritsky couldn't control it. McDermott overran it. Sliding in Micken did brilliantly. Maynard emerges. Chips it in short. Filkey's got it. Sweeping hand pass out wide to accommodate the run of Wiedemann. Goes back onto his left foot. Probing kick down towards half forward. Wren coming again with Roberts. Packed out of mid-air by the North defender, and it goes out of bounds at right half back. Mark Roberts. We have lots of varying coloured socks in the wardrobe at home. In around the league. Thrown in. Allison towards the wing. McDonald, awkward one for Romero, gets it back to McDonald though. McDonald from centre towards half forward, Carey in front, trying to reach over the top. Maynard, Sturitsky, Carey raked it back in. At the base of all of that initially was McDermott. And we'll have a bounce inside the attacking 50 for North.
There's Michael Gallagher warming up. And obviously about to come back on the ground. In a very good quarter of football. The breeze is favouring though the Adelaide Crows. There's the short kick coming up in front of goal. Maynard couldn't take it. That was German getting it to the forward line. Maynard again, he's dispossessed. John Longmire, Brett Allison, a quick kick, and it rolls over the line. But you can see that paper, that's one behind, but it is going to the right-hand end fairly strongly. So a good quarter this by North Melbourne up into the breeze. 27 plays 31, Adelaide by 4 points.
Tasker straight down the middle on the breeze. All of about 75-80 metres offhands lip tack, lacking support but does well. Tregenza concedes some ground but gets it back to Hart inside the centre square. Great vision. Filkey, no one near him except Adelaide players. Brown shepherds well. Filkey measures the kick and misses. Well, that was a situation, Ross, where the guy had so much time it actually confused him.
It did, and he should definitely have gone onto his right foot. It was a good effort to Shepherd by Brown. Gave him a chance, offloaded Martin. He just made a mess of it.
Adelaide by 4 points. Roberts kicking in. Gallagher has it knocked away by Jamison. Martin retrieves the situation. He's at left half back. Now he's in trouble. Away to German. Short passes. Gallagher, 3 North players. Scholl uses the third of them too. Across towards Fairley. Untidy handball though. Wiedemann came to meet it. Well played. Gets it across to Tregenza, and we've got a whistle.
Without power acknowledging there, I think Dennis had blown his whistle too early.
Yeah. Well, it came out on the blind side to him.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Wayne Wiedemann, he's a tough customer. Does he go in hard? Ramiro gets it to Steele, and Steele under pressure from Wiedemann has put the ball out on the full. And I did read in the paper recently where Wayne Wiedemann is a distant relation to the great Collingwood captain Murray Wiedemann, even though the spelling is a little bit different. That has been changed down through the years. Apparently one of the ends has been dropped off before you look at me, Dennis, like that.
I wondered where we were going to.
Sturitsky gets it to German, or German's kicked it straight to Filkey. Now he's got McDermott running for him. The hand pass over the top. Chris McDermott, fine player. Back to Filkey. Filkey, the long kick to the pocket. Wren sets himself in front, or the bounce beats all the players. Michael Martin's there against Jamison. Martin goes to ground, but Jamison will end up with this ball. Gets in a quick hand pass. Murphy to Wren. Oh, cleverly done by Wren. Brown again. Stabs it at goal. It's another one to the Crows. So, David Brown has kicked 3. And the Crows move on to 6-2. North remain on 4-3.
David Brown certainly is proving very elusive on that forward line. He's playing forward as centre. So again on replay. Good work here by the forwards to keep it in. Jamison and co, Wren and Murphy straight at the footy. And Wren, good vision there. Just chipped a little pass over to Brown and he finished off well.
David Brown, 3 goals. Back in the middle. Micken, clean possession. Towards half forward. Klug keeps on bobbing up. High kick down towards full forward. Wren, almost. Now Roberts. That's better. He perfected it earlier.
He's had a lot of sockers, hasn't he, in this quarter, Mark Roberts?
It's a stat they should keep, certainly for him. So we've got a throw in. Just inside the attacking 50. There's young Wren. Wins it decisively. Back towards the goal face. Here's Rock. Out of the back pocket towards half-back and German. Peter German squares it. Allison wants his left foot, and as a result, not a lot gained there because he comes back this way, although he runs to centre half back, kicks to midfield. Well done, good kicks. Turitsky drops the mark, but ample time to recover. This is Larkin on the wing towards the 50. Longmire storming up the ground. Good low down grab.
It's good call there. He called McCarthy out of it. He was running across his path.
Longmire into open space. One of two. McDonald spilt it. Carey was there too. He stayed out. Tasker, interesting handball, knocked on by Schwass, and the ball has gone out of bounds. They're very liberal with their interpretation of the handball this season. Both the hands moving at once there, above the shoulder. Simply shoveling it away.
Well, the South Australians have really perfected that handball. See Darren Jarman too for Hawthorn, pretty good at it. Now, here's John McCarthy. Getting it to Larkin. The short one is on. Clever play by Larkin as he finds Carey.
Of course, as Russell Ebert too, Peter, used that to great effect when he played here. Good hands there by McCarthy, and Larkin just quickly chipping that ball through to Carey. Good duel between he and Maynard.
Wayne Carey yet to score a goal, but it's been a terrific quarter of football, goal for goal. Trail by 11 points at North. This will make the difference 5 as Carey comes in the goal. Good looking drop punt, splits the centre. And that goal right on the siren here at Football Park at quarter time in an entertaining game. Adelaide just lead 6-2 38 to North, 5-3 33.
Quarter time at Football Park, and the Crows lead it by 5 points. Entertaining affair, 6-2 to 5-3. David Brown has 3 goals, and for North, Donald McDonald has 2.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
And 7 Sport continues to be the home of big sport. The World Athletics Championships continue tonight with the final session, and that features the men's 1500 metres and the men's 5,000 metres finals, plus the crack US 4x100 metre relay team are after a new world record. Check your local guides. And don't forget to, coming soon, the Tooheys 1000 live from Bathurst. Again, check your local listings for details. So quarter time on a glorious Adelaide day, and North Melbourne are playing with plenty of spirit at the present time, Ross Glendinning.
Yes, they are. In fact, this game's developed a very highly skilled game, and as Pete mentioned, goal for goal.
Max Stevens is standing by. Max?
Well, Dennis, the situation is that Wayne Schimmelbusch has asked his backman to start and man up. He said in that forward line for Adelaide getting the ball too easily. He's also asked his little blokes to start to lift the work rate, the same situation. Now, Graham Corns, he wants the Crows to settle down and concentrate. Towards the end of that first quarter, he started to become pleased, he said, but one guy that he pointed out that he said he'd love to see everyone playing like, and that's David Brown. David Brown kicking 3 goals. Now, as you said, one of the umpires lost his whistle. Well, in fact, that's all that remains of Peter, excuse me, Peter Cameron's whistle. I think it's swallowed in my throat. It's around the ground somewhere, and the emergency umpire has had to take it around, but Peter said he was walking around with just that piece of the whistle in his hand. He didn't realise he'd lost it.
Wouldn't it be terrific to be a player, find it, and umpire the game yourself?
Yeah. How many people have told him to swallow his whistle over the years too, Dennis?
Well, he almost did it. Start of the second term, Wren gets it down. Staritsky's got it, former South Australian. Bulldog to the ground, and we'll have a bounce.
Yes, Staritsky is playing on McDermott as he did in the previous time these two teams clashed.
6-2, 5-3. Adelaide leading. North have the breeze in this term. Max estimates with a couple of goals. Filkey down towards half forward. Liptak lifted behind. Recovered the situation initially, then lost it again. Schwass, who's on the wing. Good evasion, sold McCarthy into trouble. Rather untidy tackle, not penalised though. Liptak did well. Or was it Brown? It was Brown who got it out to McGuinness. Filkey back to McGuinness, who boots it down towards the attacking 50. Out comes Martin, kept it in front. Going the other way was Murphy. On his knees, Murphy. Jarman tackled as he got the ball across his body. Roberts left it behind. Picked up and slung out of there by Staritsky, and he's penalised for a throw. Well,
it's interesting that, Dennis. I know that it certainly looks like a throw, but if the ball is stationary in the hand, We just watch this again. If the fist makes contact, of course, if both hands are moving forward, it's easy to interpret as a throw. It's not a comeback.
It's more like a boundary throw-in.
We've seen plenty of them during this year, haven't we?
Yes. Why start penalising it now? Jamison from 40 metres out. Good kick, goal. The Crows increase their lead.
And it's the second one for Jamison. Takes his season tally to 43. And he's been a fine focal point there, particularly in the absence of Scott Hodges, or when Hodges has played further up the ground at centre-half forward. And I think he'll be certainly a good player there, Rod Jamison. Just watching this throw again as called by the umpire. Of course, when you motion both hands quickly like that, I still think
that's a throw.
Yes, I think you'd have to pay it, Ross.
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't you? Well, back to the centre. And it will be a bounce. North kicking with the breeze, but it's amazing. So often we say that, and your teams play well into it. Umpires today, Peter Cameron, very experienced, and Hayden Kennedy. Staritsky, McGuinness tackles him. Socket away by Brown. Here's Craig Scholl. Gets a quick kick to it. Staritsky again now. Jarman. Very quick hands, Andrew Jarman. Larkin has kicked it straight to Tregenza. Tregenza to the half-forward line. Allison races at it. Oh, McGuinness was in after too. Great pick-up by Anthony Rock. He's only succeeded in kicking it to Filkey. He's having a good game. Brantley, Filkey, all of that's down the ground. Is it? Oh, I don't think it was paid. No, it wasn't. Jarman again. Now it's Bickley. Wren. Wren tries to shuffle it out off the ground by Swass. Tregenza. Great pick-up. Wren. Oh, his handball straight to Larkin. A lot of mistakes being made. Larkin to Staritsky. That's a better handball. On to Rock. Back it comes to Staritsky. The short lead is on, and oh, the mark has been held. I thought he dropped it, Longmire. Now, Johnny Longmire will kick from 50. He is yet to score a goal. Going for North Melbourne's 6th goal. Normally a pretty accurate kick. There's the drop punt. It wobbles through for a goal.
The Crows lead it by 5 points then. Early in the second term. Rucks go at it. Wren did well. Player of great promise. McDermott. Filkey in trouble. Ball jarred loose. This is German. Towards half forward. Pitches in no man's land. Rock overran it. Socket off the ground by Tasker. Tasker and Longmire. Well played by Longmire. On his knees, Maynard. That had to be kicking in danger. Down goes Rock. That appeared to be a push in the back. Nothing doing on either score. Tasker gets it to Tregenza. Tregenza goes over the top. This is Brown again. Having a wonderful game so far. Klug's in front. Fisted away by Feelig. Klug goes again. Goes to ground. Manages to keep control of the ball. Well done. McDermott spears the pass in. Micken on the lead.
Yeah, good setup there. Good football by the Crows. Fine pass by McDermott.
Amazing player is John Klug. Hard to categorise. Something special about him, though. Micken just hasn't got the carry. Liptak back to goal. Left it behind initially. Still he goes. Liptak claimed by Martin. Larkin gets it away. Allison's handball back to Martin. He runs it up towards half-back.
Yes, Michael Martin, the short one. Loose men everywhere. The North is Staritsky over the top. Gallagher can go inside to Swass. He does. Now outside to Ramiro. Good play by Ramiro to get his kick in. Longmire couldn't quite get there. Good play by the big pull forward. He's lost it though. This is Pays. Kicks around the boundary line. Can Staritsky grab it? He can. Now, was that a throw? No. Fairly. To the half-forward line. Ramiro right underneath it. Maynard back with the flight. Good play by Maynard to Chris McDermott. McDermott a bounce. Now he's looking for the short one out wide. Beautiful pass. And he found his man in Liptak. Tregenza receives. Tregenza. Oh, good mark. Jamison, a very promising forward.
Got a fine lead, Pete, hasn't he? Times he's run very well and a fine pair of hands.
Rodney Jamison, look at this.
Yeah, good stuff. Just the way he gets himself off the ground, times it beautifully. Very clean handler of football. Good handball from Maynard on the half-back line too to allow the ball to come free.
And one good thing about Rodney Jamison too, Ross, not only can he mark, He is a magnificent kick. Now, I hope I haven't mozzed him. Normally when you give a bloke a rap, they put it out of bounds, but normally a great kick. Oh, he floats it and sneaks it through for his third.
11-point spread now, back in the middle. Klug left it behind, fairly. Towards half forward, Wiedemann's in front though.
David Dwight, who's on the mark, has just come on to replace John McCarthy.
Wiedemann in the bright sunshine, long towards half forward. Fisted away by Crocker, but directly to Filkey, who kicks for space. Not a bad kick, that one. Lee on the forward line, just inside the attacking 50, pulls it back. Murphy, almost. It runs free off the ground. Brown too late, I fancy, or is it a goal? It's a goal. Whoa. I'd like to see that again.
Perhaps all that white paint up there formed another line. It's very close. You'll see this here. Lee brings the ball back very quickly. The front of the spin, it just runs through. Murphy, a valiant effort here. And here we just watch it again on replay. Oh, is that what you call a line ball?
Yeah. What about the old rule of your foot over the line as you kick it?
Yes.
Well, we've got to say our angle on top of the grandstand isn't that flat.
That's right.
Well, that's 4 goals to David Brown. And a handy one, that to Adelaide. It's a little margin now. They lead by 17 points when it's been a pretty even contest. There's a big Wren, that hand pass, straight to Larkin. Larkin to the half-forward line. Over the back is Chris McDermott. He's working hard. Good constructive play. Wiedemann kicks it out in front of Filkey. He's having a terrific game. Grant Filkey, look at the pace. And goes inside with a hand pass. This is Brown again. Murphy or Jamison couldn't take it and over the back. The mark has been taken by the big man there, Mark Roberts. And North off. Scholl has marked at half back. To the centre of the ground, Staritsky. He's got the running player there in Matthew Larkin. The lead will be on from Longmire. Here it is, but Tasker's right with him. Wren goes into them ahead. Now Ramiro. Oh, they're tackling. No, it was David Dwyer. Gee, they're tackling hard. Maynard loses it. Here's a goal coming up the north. Carey kicks in a goal and slams it through.
9-2 to 7-3. Over 30,000 fans now here at Football Park enjoying this game as Gallagher gets it down. Scholl sold Steele into trouble, but Scholl comes back and gets the ball and is pushed off the kick. McGuinness right over him and eventually goes off the ground towards half forward. Lip tack, meters in the clear. You wonder how that can happen. Filkey back towards the kickoff line. Jamison running away from goal, snaps from 25 meters out and misses. 9-3, 7-3. Let's go down to Max now.
Unfortunately, Dennis, Mark Micken has a hamstring strain, and according to the team manager, at this stage he won't be taking any further part in the game. Bad news for Adelaide and Mark Micken.
Well, that is bad news because Micken has had a fine season. Fairly underrated centre-half back. Came from Williamstown originally in the VFA in Melbourne. Here's Tregenza to half forward, the danger player. Jamison is there with a hand pass. Brown again on the left foot in a goal. Beautiful kick. Or was it Pays? It might have been Pays. Andrew Pays it was. Good kick. And Adelaide kick away again, 10-3 to 7-3.
It was a very good kick, Pete, because on his left foot he's a bit of an awkward kick of the football is Pays. Jamison just providing again a bit of mobility on that forward line. And here just kicking on his left. Terrific kick into that breeze.
(10-3, 7-3). Wren did well. He's playing well this afternoon. Bickley shovels it out, taken by Tregenza. Down towards full forward. Martin in better position, takes the mark opposed to Jamison. Dangerous time this for North now. They need the next goal. The Crows have slipped them by 18 points. Scholl, left half back. Bear in mind, of course, as you can see with those papers on the ground, as Wren drops the mark, Bickley tidies up. This is McGuinness. North do have the breeze. Maynard. Adelaide running better. This is McGuinness down towards half forward. Crocker's in the road. Claimed from behind by Murphy, but not before he got it to German. German from half back towards midfield. Filkey, who's dominating. Edged out of it by Schwass. Ball runs free. Larkin. Good handball. Carey's got it now. Carey goes looking for Longmire and finds him on the burst.
There's a terrific understanding between those two players, Carey and Longmire.
Now, he should go close from here. Needs to aim at the left-hand goal post. And the breeze should do the rest. Easier said than done. I'll get Ross Glendinning to explain that. That went very straight.
I was going to suggest perhaps you just aim for the centre of the goals. It might have been a bit easier.
That's where I made my mistake.
Still, you always were a backman.
Well, we saw a shot of Graham Corns. You'd be happy with this quarter up into the breeze. Tasker got the big job on Longmire. Good pass. Chris McDermott. Beautifully directed kick to Klug, who seems to go in slow motion, but he ends up with the ball a lot. Oh, good pass as he gives it further afield. This is Patterson. Eventually to the half-forward line. Oh, Crocker's dropped the sitter. Round the corner goes Scott Lee. Michael Martin back with the flight. Oh, he wouldn't want to drop it. He has. Jefferson into an open goal for a goal.
Bad luck for Michael Martin. Almost a mark. Not paid. Wren and McDonald go at it. Wren again. Sharked by Allison. Over the top, sends Rock away. Forward of the wing, Anthony Rock. Out very wide. Staritsky leads in the race out there, but the boundary line is too near. So a throw in. Wayne Schimmelbusch behind the glass. 14 seasons at North as a player, 9 as captain. Throw in on the 50. Wren and McDonald. McDonald this time. McDermott's got it. High kick floating out towards the wing. Klug. Ian Fairley. Neither of them touched it. This is Tregenza. Did nicely. Wiedemann. Hard to tackle. To Klug. Brown, the danger man. One of a couple, really. Wants to go. Hayes. Hayes in trouble. Gets away from Ramiro. Long penetrating kick. Murphy dropping back. Could have been interfered with. Jarman, but Murphy, I think, no, it's going to be Lee who'll get the free kick.
It's tucked and high, Dennis.
Lee on the forward line. No doubting the free. Did well, came back to the ball. It hung up in the breeze. And from the time he came back at the ball and the North player tracking him, that North defender was in trouble. Watch this again.
Yes, it's Mark Roberts. Lost side of the footy and then just had no intent on going for the ball and just tried to break the arms of Scott Lee.
Figuratively.
I was going to say, that's right.
So here's Lee, 35 metres out, kicks, and kicks truly.
Well, like all backmen, Scott Lee would have really enjoyed kicking that goal, and he has had a fine season. Scott Lee in that back pocket, socket off the ground by Tregenza. Here's Darren Crocker. You look down here for Longmire. It was McCarthy actually making the lead this time. Longmire waited back in the square. Oh, Wiedemann with determination. Here's a real goal. On the Wren. Wren will come back onto the left foot. He's got a loose man out wide, and a further loose man. Liptak, if he grabs it, can get it to Murphy. He couldn't do so. There's Klug. Oh, they really messed around with that. Crocker receives from Allison. Oh, Scholl. Beautifully smothered by Tregenza, and well done. And now he's chipped it across to Murphy. Murphy can come into an open goal. Michael Murphy, against his former club, has missed.
No, it's slow to pick him up too, Peter. He's free the whole time he's up there. And Wayne Schimmelbusch to pick up David Brown, who's been very dangerous, and David Dwyer's off again.
And Adelaide lead North by 5 goals.
McDonald pumps it towards the boundary line. And mercifully for them, it goes out of bounds despite the efforts of Scott Lee. So we've got a throw in left half forward for the Adelaide Crows, who have played some very good football in this term up into the breeze. 12-4, 7-4. Wren from behind. Won it down. Schwass over the ball. In trouble. Looking for Ramiro. Out against the boundary line, Jose. Awkward bounce for Filkey. And in turn, German. Wiedemann goes back. He's got it on the wing. Around German. Once he's left side, he's very left-footed. And this ball flows out of bounds on the full. Fairley to take the resultant free kick down there in the shadows of his stand. Ian Fairley. Kicks towards the wing. In front, McDonald almost. Comes to Pays. He's over the ball. Tries to flick it out to accommodate Brown, but it comes to Romero. Kicks down towards right half forward. Up the ground, McCarthy. Thought about the hand pass and probably should have. McDermott did well. Then McCarthy again. Rock hasn't seen much of the ball so far. Bickley, well done. Tasker chips it out wide. Pays has got it.
Yes, the two lookalikes together there, Pays and Brown. Commentators nightmare, those two. Oh, look at Mark. He is a promising player, Wren.
He did himself nice in that, Pete, didn't he?
Well, he's only a young kid too, and look at that kick. Beautiful pass. Turkey having a great day. The short one is on. Oh, look at the mark. And they had two options. Murphy took it, but Jamison was also there. And a good mark in the finish to Murphy.
Yes, he's providing a good foil up there for Jamison, and getting away from Darren Crocker is Michael Murphy.
I recall that game at the MCG under lights earlier in the year. Murphy early in the game kicked, I think it was 4 goals in the first quarter against North, and then was reported. Murphy from directly in front, 45 metres from goal, has drifted it way to the right and out of bounds on the full.
It's a little more difficult kick than some of the crowd are giving him kudos for.
Larkin, good mark. Plays on immediately. Forward of half-back. Matty Larkin through the middle. And German takes the mark. Romero goes looking for McCarthy. Knocked away down there by Tasker. Maynard leads in the race close to the boundary line and is content to run it across. Getting beaten around the packs at the present time, North. Need more from Romero and Rock, particularly the latter. McDonald and Wren. Wren has generally done best, and again gets it down to McGuinness. I suppose that's not helping the North small men. McGuinness towards the outer side wing. Scholl did well. Klug held a long time in the tackle. Ball jarred free. Throw it in, says umpire Cameron.
Yes, because North are missing a bit of drive from Matthew Larkin, who's tagging Jarman.
Just over 9 minutes remaining till half-time. Klug and McDonald. McDonald in front was held and will get the free kick. Plays on immediately, centres the ball. Schwass, clever mark, wants to go and does. Draws a man, pops it over the top. This is Larkin doing better now, as Ross suggested. Kicks for space. Longmire, his man fell over, so he's got some time here, Longmire, just inside the 50. He'll take a good kick from here. Has the bounce, centering kick. Carey, McCarthy is there too. McCarthy was the man who got a hand to it. Now Carey, I think it may have been intended for him initially. Pays slaps it out. Down goes Romero. Was he taken high? No, holding the ball. Jarman wants to go. Gets it to McDermott, and away it comes to Maynard.
Yes, excellent defensive play that by the Crows. Well smothered there by Liptak. Could have bounced anywhere. All the passes on the Klug. This is beautiful team play by Adelaide. Klug, a very good thinking player, brings it back in front of goal. That was a great pass, and what a good lead that was by Jamison.
His pace over the first 2 or 3, Peter, very, very good from Jamison. It changed to North, McCarthy off and Gallagher on. We see that kick coming through from John Klug. Beautiful pass.
Well, I mentioned the kicking of Rodney Jamison earlier. He's kicked 4 goals this afternoon. He will kick from, well, Michael Martin's gone way back on the mark and will run in at him. He'll kick from about 45 metres, and I don't think there'll be any doubt about the distance. Look at that beautiful kick. Goal. 6 goals the margin. Adelaide, a superb exhibition of football in this quarter. There's McGuinness going towards Liptak. Well, Murphy went in. He's a tough customer. It's still going in, but he's given away a free kick on this occasion to Wayne Schwartz. But he's really letting North Melbourne know he's around. Michael Murphy, the kick to the half-forward line. Carey has 2 to beat. Comes over the back. This is Matty Larkin on the left foot, straightening up. Comes in the goal. And he has hooked it across the face and through for a behind.
Yes, they could have made a bit more of that. Larkin perhaps not realising a bit more time. John McCarthy on the bench for North.
The short one comes out to Filkey. He's having an absolute field day today. We've really got to play him a little bit closer. Grant Filkey transfers play. Out to the half-back one. That was Brown. Couldn't take it. Scholl. It's been fairly quiet. Jarman. Well, there's that quick hand pass. McGuinness. Centre wing. Michael Martin. Oh, trapped it very, very well, the full-back too, and off he goes. Couple of bounces. Michael Martin kicks it wide. He's looking there for Carey. Couldn't get there. Maynard beats him to it. Oh, here's a danger man again, Filkey. What a day he's having. So is Klug. Klug getting right on top of him fairly. Oh, look at this. Loose men everywhere. McDermott, another loose man, Jarman. Jarman will casually stroll in the goal, stab it in the goal, and another one to the Adelaide Crows. 2 goals for Andrew Jarman. This is a procession at the moment. North have to get their act together. 14-4 Adelaide, North Melbourne 7-5.
As Dennis mentioned before, it's the North running place. You just can't run with those Crows midfielders. They really do move up. In their half-back line, the likes of Bickley and Maynard run off their players very well. And whilst Jarman's been quiet, it's a terrific finish to a great passage of play.
Dwyer certainly having his problems with Filkey. 14-4 to 7-5. It's gone bad very quickly for North Melbourne. Gallagher wins it down. Sharks by Bickley. Staritsky in the road. Just inside the centre square. Pitch towards half forward. Wiedemann goes up. Good strong mark. Came to that ball aggressively. Told to play on now. Boots it towards half forward. Martin goes back. Almost a clever mark. Murphy emerges with the ball to Filkey again. 60 metres out. Not a good kick. Intended for Jamison. Jamison tries to get it across to Liptak. Still Liptak. 35 metres out. Across the face, he squared the ball. This is Lee, the back pocket player, playing on the forward line. Floats it down towards full forward. Barreling an attempt by Jamison. Rock's got it. Goes across the goal face and finds Romero. Over the top, untidy handball, but good enough. Scholl almost run down. Pumps it towards the outer side, and Wren goes back. A young man blessed with a lot of talent. Sean Wren, just turned 20. Chips it in short. This is Wiedemann. Maynard. Maynard, a probing kick. Jamison from behind. Allison tried to pluck it out of midair. Jarman to Liptak. 35 metres out. Pulls it back. Lee in best position. Marks. 5 metres out. Turns round. And another goal.
And isn't it? It's just a procession of the Crows. Again, their preparedness to run off half-back. Wiedemann, Maynard, they're just going away, and Carey just was 15-20 metres away from Maynard. The ball spills free. Good work by Jarman, just committed himself, ran straight at the footy, and then his kick coming around nicely by Liptak, and hugged in beautifully, the body by Lee.
Back to the centre, and what can North do to stem this procession of goals? There's Klug again to Filkey. They're killing on those two. Up towards full forward. Oh, no mark. This will be danger again. Liptak turns around. Is this another one? Yes, it is. So, Matthew Liptak says, I'll kick a goal. Adelaide 16-4, annihilating North Melbourne 7-5.
Just shows just a fumbled mark there. Results in a goal. Just watch this and set up here. The pace of Filkey just breaking away from Dwyer there. And here, just watch this drop mark here. Michael Martin just couldn't grab hold of it. Fatal mistake.
Well, on face value, you'd have to say North simply lacking speed at the moment. Just can't run with Adelaide at all. Under 4 minutes remaining till half-time. Jarman, who's done pretty well. Away towards Brown. Tregenza helping out. McDermott, it's starting to fall into place now. Away to Bickley. Inside the attacking 50. Jamison keeps it in. Plenty of confidence from these Adelaide players. Not a good kick, though. This is Rock at centre half back. Finds Dwyer. Dwyer kicks for space down towards half forward and Carey. And the forwards have been starved in this term. Generally, when they've gone forward North beyond half forward, they haven't looked too bad. Longmire's offering plenty. Carey
into open space. Rock and Bly. Now, they should get a goal. It's 2-on-1 here. Rock, stationary kick, down towards the pocket and Longmire. And across comes Wiedemann. Well, no real excitement there about North. They didn't try and work too much. Dwyer was shepherding, and Rock really just stopped and kicked. No flair. Boundary throw-in. Gallagher trying to get it down and get North going. Rock. He was tackled as he kicked and has only succeeded in kicking out on the full. You know, as we suspected, Ross, before the game, we thought North might be a little bit dispirited coming into this game, missing out on the final 6.
Certainly looks that way, doesn't it, Pete?
Well, Adelaide in front of their home crowd, really producing a fine exhibition, and I really believe, Dennis, that give it a couple more years, it'll be a throw-in at half-forward, but a couple more years, they're going to have that home ground advantage that the Eagles are showing us just so vital.
I think so, Pete. Just a few players short this season, but they will develop into a powerhouse, no question about that.
They had a couple of great wins here. Now, that's Bickley. Kluger's been outstanding. When he goes to Wiedemann, he comes straight through the pack. He loves it tough, Wiedemann. The chip passes on. Filthy again. Receiving from Jarman. A pass out wide. Jamison in front. Oh, what a good mark under extreme pressure.
Yes. When he gets his hands in front like that, it's just very difficult to get the ball away here. Just watch this again. Crocker, gee, misjudged the flight of the ball there, Darren Crocker, by the look of the way he tried to spoil there.
Well, I've talked about Jamison's kicking ability. He's kicked 5. Now he will kick from about 47 metres. Now into the breeze. Now this will show us what a good kick he is, I would think. Oh, look at that, a driving kick, a magnificent kick. 6 goals to the full forward.
What a terrific effort to kick 5 in a quarter. 6th match thus far. And what a beautiful focal point he's been all day. And Filke, again, the man causing the damage through midfield, and the ball coming through from Klug as well. And lovely, he's got beautiful timing with his kick. Beautiful pointed toe too, Peter, isn't it?
Yes, perfect kicking style, Rodney Jamison.
Remarkable quarter, this one. Adelaide have added 11 goals into the breeze. Back in the middle, Gallagher emerges with it. Schwass, forward of the wing, chips it out wide, intended for Carey. Coming up is Longmire. Carey keeps it in front. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. It's out of bounds, and we've got a throw in. Well, they started their season with an 86-point romp against Hawthorn, the first game of the season, under lights. And what a memorable night that was. It looks like they're going to go out in style as well, Adelaide, making their own arrangements here this afternoon with North, who were competitive through the first term. Jarman comes away. He got it from Pays. He boots towards midfield. Clever mark, Liptak going back. And look at them racing down the ground. Tregenza one side, Brown the other, like a pair of wide receivers. This is Jarman, and that's about the third of 2 options. Straight to Martin. 9 seconds remaining in the half. This is German. Plays on. Clock is down to 2, so wait for the siren. Dwyer goes over the top. Half time. And listen to this applause. They're standing in the stands at Football Park in Adelaide. That was vintage football. 11-goal quarter into a 3-goal breeze. And my word, they had some heroes. Little North can do, heads down, they're walking off the ground. There's Jamison. 6 goals to halftime, 5 in the quarter. Joyous scenes at Football Park, half-time, and the Crows 17-4 lead North Melbourne 7-5. How about that scoreline? 11 goals coming up in that second quarter for the Crows, who lead now 17-4, 106 to 7-5-47. Bear in mind, North had the breeze in that quarter. 5 points was the margin at quarter time. Just checking the goal scorers. Jamison has 6, Brown has 4, and 2 each to Lee and Jarman. And for North Melbourne, 2 apiece to Carey and McDonald. They're the principal goal scorers. Okay, well, the embargo has been lifted. September 1, happy Father's Day. Let's take a look at the plays of August now.
Why not begin where we ended July, with the Geelong mascot? It seems that our furry friend was playing havoc with the security guards at the Wacker. With an ego the size of his, I'm not surprised the hat didn't fit. And something else that didn't fit were the numerous goal umpires at Football Park. They just couldn't find enough space behind the big sticks. Who'd want to be a goal umpire anyway, especially when they have to suffer this kind of punishment? But like a true professional, he gets straight back up, gathers his hat and signals a behind. See, Nigel? Nothing to it. Just the perfect procedure for all the young work-experienced goal umpires to follow. One of the great goals of August was kicked by Alan Pele Jakovic. I wonder if we could call that a GOAT. Goal of all time. One wonders whether Fitzroy forward Darren Wheeldon was trying to emulate the feat of Jakovic. Somehow I think frustration has a lot to do with this one. Still, Bernard Toohey found it quite funny. While in the same match, the field umpire had problems controlling the ball at the centre bounce. To the bump of August, and Peter Sumich came off second best in this clash with Steve Lawrence and the Subiaco surface. On the subject of surfaces, Carrara also came in for criticism, well, at least from one cheerleader. The most unwelcome visitor of August was this gent who decided to give Mark Zanotti an earful. However, his stay on the field, fortunately, was short-lived. One of the great missed opportunities of this month occurred when Mark Bairstow failed to score from point-blank range. And the Blues won a thriller by 2 points. However, the Blues failed by 4 points against Essendon when in the dying seconds of the game, David Glasgott's short pass from forward pocket to Craig Bradley was intercepted by Peter Cransberg. Ah, well, Craig, at least you found some consolation in the arms of the umpire. However, we won't be able to change the result. Yes, sir, we all saw that. But have you seen this? Footscray captain Doug Hawkins captured this great one-hander, and didn't the Hawk let everyone know about it? One of the more unusual events of August was the marriage of Bruce Jarvis and Linda Muncy at half-time at the SCG. Congratulations to both Bruce and Linda, and who knows, perhaps one day there'll be a few little Jarvises running round for Sydney. And finally, due to public pressure, thanks to the support drummed up by Footscray's Justin Charles and coach Terry Wheeler, we've decided to finish with an item we weren't going to include. Righto, Dennis, it's all yours.
How did you go in our Stars of the Past competition? Better than that, I hope.
You're spot on, Dent. With that, you could just about make it into Plays of the Year.
What do they say? Get back on the horse. Well, I'm back here, and it's still there. That's good. Let's take a look at the stats after round 23 in the AFL competition. The leaders in the various categories. The kicks, Mark Bairstow, as you can see, a West Australian from 2 South Australians. That's a lot of kicks. The handballs on the year. An outstanding season for Craig Lambert in one of the less glamorous sides. The Tiger, 305 hand passes. Disposals overall, Barry Mitchell, a terrific season for the Swans, punctuated with some great state performances for Victoria. With some real ball carriers there, Mitchell, Atkins, Liberatore, and what about Jim Stynes? I mean, that's remarkable. A man that size, 560 disposals. Not that many off the pace. Marks, there he is, Jim. Start the engraving now. 196 marks on the season from another champion player when it comes to taking a mark. That's Stuart Lowe. Goals of the season, Tony Lockett, 107. What a remarkable performance given the start he had. Peter Sumich lies second with 91. John Longmire has advanced on his 87 today, but not enough so far as North are concerned. To hit-outs, Justin Madden dominating there in percentage terms. That's quite a lead on Damien Burke, 397 back to 320, the only 2 players to have gone over 300. Tackles, and this is dominated by the smaller men. Platten, Liberatore, Kelly, Burke, Lambert, Higgins. Surprising, really. John Platten, the leading tackler along with Tony Liberatore in the AFL. Now, free kicks 4. The umpire's pet category, Justin Madden has 67. Hard to get around, actually. Jimmy Wine, 52 from Fitzroy, a real gutsy performer. And now the most penalised players in the AFL. I'm not surprised. Gary Hocking at the top of the table there with 62. Steve Lawrence at Hawthorn, 61, and back to Darren Jarman of Hawthorn with 53. So it's half-time here at Football Park, and the Crows enjoying this. They lead by 59 points. We'll be back shortly. Well, 1991 has certainly been a year of change. 15 teams in the competition, including one from South Australia, a top 6, which was settled yesterday. Let's reflect now. The Channel 7 commentators take a look at their highlights of 1991.
Well, the highlight for me this year has yet to happen, and I believe it's a dual highlight. The Premiership Cup going to Perth and the Brownlow medal going to Ireland.
Highlight of the season, Tony Lockett's comeback to football at Moorabbin against Adelaide Crows. He kicked 12 goals, including 1 in the first minute.
3 things that have stood out for me in this year of AFL football is 1, the Adelaide Crows coming to town. They've certainly given something to their supporters, and talking about their supporters, they've given a new meaning to the word parochialism, something that did exist in Victorian football. And finally, the other thing which has really added a lot of interest to the game is the final 6. It has kept the interest in the game right up until the final round of AFL football this year.
Well, the highlight for me during a footy game is always the fantastic mark or the great goal, and that's when usually I sort of reach about 1,000 decibels. And a couple of moments I can remember during the year, Alan Jakovich, the day he kicked 11 at the MCG, the volley kick from just outside the goal square.
The highlight for the season, I believe, is just the emergence of some fantastic young players. Dale Lewis, Gavin Wanganeen, players from the Eagles like Jakovich, McIntosh, terrific players, and I think that's been the highlight, and they're going to carry football through the 90s.
My highlight for 91 was the magnificent year we had for forwards. Tony Lockett returned after missing the first 6 games to score 100 goals in 15 rounds, and then of course he was joined in front of goal by Peter Sumich, Peter Dacos, Jason Dunstall, John Longmire, the Coleman medalist of last year, Alan Jakovich and Billy Brownless. They delighted many thousands of fans each week with their exploits in front of goals.
Well, there can't be any doubting the highlight of the year as far as I'm concerned. That's the introduction of the Adelaide Crows. I think it's been very significant for national competition, and certainly the crowds in Adelaide have been super. The Crows will improve. That has been, without question, the highlight of this past season.
Well, I feel the main highlight of the season has been the emergence of the West Coast Eagles as a superpower in the league. I mean, many people are talking about them almost being unbeatable, and certainly they've developed the best midfield players we've seen for a long, long time. Guys like Mainwaring, Guy McKenna, Worsfold, Hetty, Craig Turley. I mean, they're the best 6-foot players that I've seen for many, many years, and they are going to be particularly hard to beat. But there have been many other highlights, but certainly that, in my mind, is the greatest highlight of the year.
I couldn't separate 2 highlights of the year, and they both involved great forwards. One was the return of Gary Ablett, and the other was the return to St Kilda of Tony Lockett. The highlight of the season, I feel, was Tony Lockett kicking his 100 goals in only 15 games.
Highlight? Oh, you're kidding. I had the low light of the year. I had to sit through 119 minutes of 30 seconds of football at the Western Oval to watch Carlton eventually kick their one and only goal for the day. And guess who I was sitting next to? Bernie Quinlan. You wouldn't believe it. It was the longest day of my life.
Well done, Robbo. Actually, Ross is having much the same sort of afternoon here this afternoon as this game is getting away from North Melbourne. They're trailing by 59 points at the half. The running players of the Adelaide Crows causing them a lot of concern. Can they come back? We'll find out shortly. And so next week, the big stuff on Saturday, the first elimination final. Melbourne go against Essendon at Waverley. Sunday, the second elimination final, Geelong and St Kilda at Waverley. And that's followed by West Coast against Hawthorn at Subiaco Oval, 5 Eastern. Check your local guides for coverage details in your area. Let's go down to Max Stevens. And Max, any news on that Peter Cameron whistle?
Certainly is, Dennis. There's the other side of the whistle, and one of the North Melbourne players, if you can believe it, handed it in. Now, maybe he was hoping for a free kick or two, but it wasn't forthcoming in that quarter. Graham Corns more than pleased. An 11-goal burst by the Crows, but he has reminded them there's 2 quarters to go, and he wants them to finish off this season with a big win. He's also said that North Melbourne is a lazy side. That's how he described the side to the Crows. And he says, we owe them nothing. Remember what happened at the MCG in round 9? Let's get it back here at Football Park. Wayne Schimmelbusch, well, we couldn't get into the rooms, the North Melbourne rooms, but it's pretty obvious he has to stop the Adelaide running players, particularly Liptak, Jarman, Brown, Filkey, and that's a situation here from the boundary line.
Okay, thanks, Max. I can see next year's meeting, the first time these two sides meet, on the blackboard in North Melbourne's rooms. Lazy side, Ross.
Yes, I think so. Well, I mean, it's just the actual pace of those Adelaide Crow midfielders that is disturbing North, because the North players aren't running with them and don't have the leg speed.
Set to go for the second half then. Hayden Kennedy with the ball.
Well, North Melbourne need a 10-goal turnaround, 17-4 to 7-5, and it'll be interesting to see if they've really got the spirit to make some sort of a fight back here after that 11-goal blitz in the second quarter by the Crows. He's Big Wren, Sean Wren, very impressive. Brings it to the pocket. Oh, here's Lee. What a start this could be. Now he's going to kick from 50 with the breeze at his back. And he would be loving this, Ross, being a defender.
Look, no doubt, once you've been down the back line for a good deal of your career, you get on that forward line's a nice little breather.
Scott Lee has kicked 2. Kicked from 51 metres. Now there's the drop putt. Oh, that's a beautiful long kick. What a great kick. Goal. And that's exactly what North Melbourne did not want to start this quarter. 3 goals on the board now to Scott Lee, and 18-4 plays 7-5.
There's no question that North Melbourne could do no worse than just pick a player each, just man up, stick with them for the rest of the game, and just try and salvage something out of this demolition. And it's a beautiful kick by Scott Lee. Very purposeful.
18-4 plays 7-5. Scott Lee out of the back pocket, on the forward line, and 3 goals. Wren has been terrific. Jarman, quick hands McDermott. Throw is called. North to get the free. Larkin alongside the centre circle. Cruel end to what was a very competitive season for North, this one so far. They played some very good football. Ball standing for North. Maynard socketed off the ground. Ramiro could have been pushed in the back. Hayes steps off to shepherd for this man Maynard, who does brilliantly. Goes around Carey. Moves towards midfield. Jarman in front. Bickley overran it, but was pushed in the back, and will get the free kick. Bickley plays on immediately. Filkey, probably the best on ground, towards half forward. Back goes Chandler, couldn't hang on. Klug made himself invisible. Kicks towards centre half forward. Out comes Jamison, almost holding the ball, nothing doing. Yes, holding the ball eventually, says the umpire. And the free kick will be awarded to the defender, Scholl, who's gone back onto Jamison. Away it comes to Rock.
Anthony Rock, the centre wing. Crocker has taken the mark, and Scholl in defence. Well, they've done that a few times this year, North. He's performed pretty capably too. Well, McDermott's been a good player. Coming back from the hamstring injury. Maynard starting to get on top of Carey, or over the back. Filkey, what a day. Had a great game. Filkey to the half forward line. Murphy is the flyer. He's been throwing his weight around on that forward line. He's a real goer. Lip tack. Good play. That was Brown. And the short one comes in towards full forward. It's over the head of Lee. Taken away by Schwartz. He headed for the boundary line. Good defensive play. And over the line.
In fact, he tried to bend that ball around and just ended up going straight ahead. A few changes made by North. Martin out to centre half back on Klug. Fairley onto Murphy. Crocker onto Filkey. Just to try and change something, get something out of this game.
Klug doing the ruck work against Martin, and then Murphy belts it back towards the pocket. Here's McGuinness. And he forces the ball over the line. Adelaide, very, very impressive display. Tony McGuinness has had 9 kicks and 4 handballs. Hasn't been dominant today, but geez, they've had plenty of other good players.
Thrown in, fairly in front, knocks it forward towards the boundary line by Chandler. Taken by Lee, centering kick. Good one too, but up in front, Scholl. Had a pretty good season. Craig Scholl goes to the outer side. Crocker, cleverly done. Jarman, strong tackle. Crocker did well though, kept his composure. This is Larkin. And he's away on the outer side wing. A second bounce. Carries him down towards half forward. Goes looking for Longmire, who was held. Good umpiring by umpire Cameron. Saw it.
He picked it up quickly, didn't he, Dennis?
Yep. Had the perfect angle on it. He was coming down the middle of the ground, and Longmire was going out on the angle. So Longmire has kicked 1.
He's really got to punch it into this breeze to keep it a low trajectory.
Compare this kick to that of Jamison, who was further out in the previous quarter. Wish I hadn't said that. McCarthy, well, he headbutted Staritsky. Patterson gets it across to Pays, who runs it out of bounds. Well, a comedy of errors there for North. They're down, so we shouldn't say too much, but it was a terrible kick coming in, and then McCarthy coming out collided with Staritsky. Why would you fight now? Throw in. McDermott, clean possession. Down he goes. McGuinness. This is Pays up from the back pocket.
Yes, good kick by Pays. He was looking there for Bickley. German is there, and also Jeff Chandler. Chandler, a high one. Oh, good mark by Wren. He read that very, very well. Oh, there's Pays getting unloaded as he kicked it wide, but the danger man is there, Filkey. Oh, he picked it up beautifully too. Good play by Grant Filkey. Maynard might kick a goal. No, he doesn't. He gives it across to Tregenza, and maybe Maynard should have had the shot himself, because he really didn't need to handle that across, did he?
And again, Wayne Carey very slow to pick up Maynard on that rebound.
He's kicked a few goals this year by running down the ground. He's a remember your great full-back used to do that for North Melbourne, David Dench. What a great, terrific player he was, and you have to watch him running down the ground when you're playing against him. Gallagher, it's a free kick in the meantime. Going back to Scholl at half-back.
Scholl, not too happy about the kick, but it was there. Scholl hadn't controlled the ball. This is Staritsky, forward of the wing, some indecision. Stops and then kicks down towards right half forward. Romero, good running mark. Jose Romero, about 60 metres from goal. This crowd has built up even during the half-time break, probably pushing 35,000 now. Romero, very high kick that holds up in the breeze. Longmire seemed to be held again. No free kick. Ball close to the boundary line, it's out of bounds. Did I see some jumper stretching there, Pete?
I think the Adelaide crowd felt it was the other way around on that occasion, Dennis.
The jumper was holding.
Yes, I'm a little bit with you.
Maynard.
Sorry, Dennis, as hand pass comes across to Bickley to centre wing, and the ball bounces over the line. It's most important for North Melbourne that they don't really cop a hiding here.
If they capitulate, I mean, they start the next season on a very, very low note, and there's nothing worse.
They've already finished the season pretty poorly, and at the moment they trail by 11 goals. They were beaten by something like 20. It'll be a demoralising end of the season.
Great start for that to happen.
Well, there's Michael Martin doing the ruck, but Klug is great with the handball. Look at that. This is Brown. The chip passes on. Terrific football, that. And Jamison has marked. This could be 50. Let's have a look. I think he might be brought back. Yes.
In fact, Scholl there suggesting that Jamison assisted there.
Wasn't it a terrific mark, though?
Again, it's
terrific on the lead. Just terrific.
A lot of people think they're easy, those marks, but when you're running at full
he's very
pace,
relaxed when he jumps. He's not tight or uptight. He's just very relaxed. There he is. See, that's what he's talking about. But
7 goals to Rocky Jamison.
Have a look at that. And still 18 minutes to go in the third term. 19-5 to 7-5. They kicked 5 goals in the first term, North, but a couple of early ones in the second term. So it'll be interesting to get the goal count since about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. It has been enormous as far as the Adelaide Crows are concerned. The ball on their forward line once more, and Rock goes back and takes a clever mark. Goes out wide with a kick. Crocker has it knocked away by Klug, who then proceeds to give it away to Martin. Confronted by Filkey. Ambitious man to try and go by Filkey. That could be holding the ball. Yes, he bounced it.
And 50, I think. Oh, he kicked it away. It could have been 50, Ross.
yeah.
Well, he wasn't exactly retarded, but Filkey had hold of the jumper.
That's right. As he bounced the ball, quite right. Here it is. It's basically dropping the ball.
Maybe he was trying for a dropping. In the act of kicking. There goes Filkey down towards half forward. Scholl bounces off his chest. This is Liptak. Cleverly into the path of Jamison. Goal number 8. Look out. Well, this is getting embarrassing. They've got the last 11 goals, Adelaide. 25 to 7-5.
And quite a number of the Crows went over the wing just to pat Grantley Filkey on the back for that chase on Martin. And very ambitious of Martin to try and run away from Filkey, even though Martin isn't slow. And here I'm running out of room in my book for Rodney Jamieson. A number of goals. Fine effort.
Now, what's the record for a Crow this season? I'm just trying to think. This could well be it.
6 to 7, I think, Dennis. I better check that.
13 goals the margin. Interest now on what score they will get. Here's McDermott still working overtime. Kicked away by Jarman, cleverly. Taken by Rock. Rodney Jamieson has 8 goals and a big chance for double figures today. Pays couldn't take the mark.
Is it a free kick? Yeah. Goes back to Pays. Holding on was Ramiro.
Well, they were off and running anyway with Maynard. Andrew Pays. Oh, they've got runners everywhere here. This is Tasker to the half-forward line. Very disappointing effort this by North Melbourne. Anthony Rock trying hard, has gone short. Chandler, oh, they're under pressure again, North. Chandler breaks the tackle, brings it out towards half-forward. Maynard's got right on top of Carey. And taps it on, and oh, there's Chris McDermott mopping up. McDermott hooks it back to Wren. And look at that, not one North Melbourne player went at him. On it goes to Tony McGuinness. McGuinness hooks it back in front of goal. Fisted the ground. Who'll get there first as we see players racing after Chandler. Umpire calls play on. Now he'll come in and bounce Hayden Kennedy to go for a side that was supposed to be a final 6 side. North Melbourne. Ross, this is a very, very disappointing effort.
So bounce just inside the attacking 50 for the Crows. Rucks go at it. In fact, it's Murphy who wins it down. Taken by Roberts. Goes out wide. Gallagher's in front out there. Takes the mark and could well get 50. No, nothing doing. Wren stumbling into him. Michael Gallagher, recruited from Carlton, towards half-forward. Maynard goes up, fisting away. Jarman, hurried kick. Floating down towards half-forward. Klug was up. 2 North Melbourne players flew. Wren couldn't control it. Slapped out eventually. Bickley over the ball, cleverly. Tregenza, the speedster's away, runs through centre, kicks towards half-forward. Jamieson again.
Well, with his kicking ability, Ross, he should have a shot.
No doubt.
He's staring at double figures this afternoon. No, he's trying to centre, and what a good kick it was.
Beautiful kick, wasn't it?
Terrific. That was centimetre perfect, over about 55 or 60 metres. Lee just jogged up to accept that mark, which tells you something, too, about the manning up.
Yes, and certainly Lee just showing he can read the play at both ends of the ground. Was very effective up there.
Scott Lee, who's kicked 3, should get this, and does.
Well, what will North Melbourne do? Will they make some sort of spirited effort, or will they just let the procession continue? There's Liptak getting it out to Tregenza. Down to the pocket it comes. Oh, Mark Roberts couldn't mark, taps it to the line, and over the line, in fact, it goes. And getting back to that was very unselfish play by Rodney Jamieson before with that kick, because when you've kicked 8 and you're staring double figures in the eyes, and well, he did the team thing.
What you're saying, Pete, you would have had a shot?
Well, with his kicking ability, definitely. There's the ball being hit back by Klug. Well, I know another commentator here who would have too.
Oh, you'd be a man who would know, though. I mean, you got double figures, what, 13 times? I remember looking it up once. 16 was your best, but 13 times, I mean, that is remarkable.
I don't think it's going to last too long in the record books. That one, the way Tony Lockett's going, he's had 6 double-figure scores this year. Unbelievable performance by Lockett. There's the kick to the half-back line. Redding sets himself off. Good mark. Hasn't he got a future, Ross?
Yeah, fantastic learning curve for him too in this game. Having a full run with Mickan off. Bad luck for Mickan, but certainly a good chance for Wren to have a full game.
Sean Wren. A wobbly one. Jarman can't take the mark. Kicked away by Fairley. Smothered by his teammate Craig Scholl. Scholl wide. Finds Mark Roberts. Roberts to Chandler. And North bring it around the outer side of the ground. Jeff Chandler, the chip pass is on, and he's found Peter German. Gee, they've had a lot of quiet players, North Melbourne. German to the half-forward line. Punched away over the back, and that was by Sean Casca. And over the line it goes, half-forward for North.
Just the time remaining, 21-5 to 7-5. She slipped out to do the pruning late in the first term and had just come back inside. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Rock's got it and proceeds to kick it out of bounds on the floor. This is Tasker. Up from the back pocket, kicking towards the wing. Roberts flies from behind, got a fist on it, comes to Steele. The boots towards half-forward, and Carey wants to go and does, close to the boundary line. Carey pulls it back, good kick too, intended for Longmire, who really didn't attack the ball, knocked away by Patterson, taken by McCarthy. He's in trouble, tackled there by Pays. Diving in McDermott, oh, brilliantly done, inspirational stuff. Pays goes off the ground. We're leading by 14 goals, and the skipper doing things like that. That sets the tone for years to come. Down goes Tregenza, held without it, he'll get the free kick. Tregenza up from right half back towards the wing. They have blitzed them across the centre. They have blitzed them, period. There goes the kick towards half forward. Bickley knocked away by Murphy, who recovers. Swass got him on the way through. Still Murphy. Oh, interesting.
He shoved Swass straight in the face.
I think he dared Swass to come and tackle him again where he could see him. Stop that.
Oh, that was very humorous. Oh,
He took that well, Murphy. Very strong.
oh.
Could almost been a free kick to Swass, actually.
Oh, it
Defending
should
off
have
the
been.
face, yes.
There's Brown getting it to Tregenza. And in the meantime, Peter Cameron has found a free kick, and it will come back to Wayne Swass on centre wing. Now he's gone short to Larkin. Oh, some strong shepherding behind the play. That was by Chandler on Brown. Here's Mark Roberts looking for Staritsky. Staritsky wide. Ramiro is there, and he marks right out on half forward. North Melbourne desperately trying to get something going. They've been absolutely demoralised today as the ball is forced over the line again by Tasker. And this Adelaide crowd very, very one-eyed, and they're loving this.
Getting forced down that defensive pocket too. They should be leading more up the centre of the ground.
Boundary throw in. Roberts in front, Wren over the top, wins it down. McDermott dragged off it. Roberts a chance from about 35 metres out. Good mark. Longmire about 3 paces out from goal. What a good mark that was.
Yeah, good strong body work and good control of the footy there. Under a fair amount of pressure.
This will be a formality. John Longmire kicks their 8th goal.
Adelaide by 13 goals as Wren taps it forward again to Murphy, and away they go. This is Liptak. This is beautiful football, this. Oh, Crocker kicks it away. It might end up with Klug here. No, it won't. Michael Martin was in after it. Oh, still a chance for Adelaide. As kicking in is Bickley. And he's kicked another one for the Crows. Well, what a procession. Mark Bickley decides to slip down the ground to kick a goal, and Adelaide have kicked their 22nd. 22-5 to 8-5.
He's had a pretty reasonable year too, Mark Bickley. He started on the forward line, but has been a fantastic rebounding half-back. And here just a bit of pressure, and Lee just running straight at the footy, and Bickley got through some traffic there pretty easily.
22-5, plays 8-5. Adelaide with a great chance of getting their highest score for the season. Jamison, we think, has the record for goals kicked by a Crow in the AFL, surpassing Scott Hodges' 7. There goes Martin. Wayward kick. Dwyer, good mark. He's up from the wing. Plays on by hand, very wide, taken by Rock. Rock a long way from goal towards the pocket, intended for Longmire. Push in the back, though. Longmire caught up behind that time, and the free kick will go to Tasker. In fact, it's Patterson who's getting it. Patterson boots around the outer side. Liptak was pushed early and must get the free. No? Okay, says the umpire. It was in the side, but the ball seemed a long way away. This is Rock, beckoning players to come to him. Centering kick. Longmire did exactly that, almost the mark too. Bad luck, couldn't hang on. Bickley, who kicked the last goal, out to Wiedemann.
Well, the Crows go forward once again. The race is on. Murphy gets there first. Well, that was nearly a throw. It was a throw.
Good tackle by Kelly, just pinned one arm, and Murphy couldn't get rid of the ball cleanly.
Ian Fairley from half-back to the half-forward line. McDonald in front. Can't take the mark. It was Bickley throwing it up, and the umpire paying the advantage as Chandler chips it in short. Carey has it punched away. That was by Tasker. Oh, that was a throw. Oh, he got away with it too, Chandler. Bickley chips in, brings it to centre wing. Tregenza at the back. It punched away by Schloss. There was a couple of throws in there.
Yeah, few scoops.
Graham Corns, I don't know why he's biting the nails. It's a very impressive performance this by Adelaide. And it makes you wonder about the future. In a couple of years in the competition, it'll be very difficult to beat, particularly here. There's the kick to the half-forward line. Staritsky taps it on. Maynard. He tries hard, Maynard. North trying desperately to get it forward. There's the hurried kick. That was by McDonald, but a good mark has been taken by Wayne Wiedemann. Off it goes to Jarman. The loose man has been created because McDermott is in the centre of the ground. He's looking for an option, or just doing it easily at the moment. Murphy creating all sorts of problems up there. Now, where's Jamison? Well, Kluge's there. Over the back is Scholl. Oh, he did that very, very well, Craig Scholl. Well done. Gets in a hand pass to Steele. Steele to Larkin. And Matthew Larkin very happy to just see that ball roll over the line.
They're being forced wide all the time. They are. The good pressure from the Crows.
And some very, very happy. I think they're the dancing girls.
Yes, they are.
Liptak towards the centre of the ground. Here's Filkey in first half, best man on the ground. Jarman to Scott Lee. How many is he going to end up with? He's kicked 4. Now he plays it on. Unselfish play to Tregenza. Oh, he kicks it through for a goal.
23-5 to 8-5, and here we are churning through the record books at Football Park. I mentioned that win they had in round 1 of 86 points over Hawthorn. That night they kicked 24-11. I'm not sure that's not their best score for the season. I'll double check that, but they're en route to smash whatever their previous best has been this year. This is Wren, tackled by Steele. Intended for Dwyer. Away comes Wren, though, aided by his long arms, goes in short and finds Murphy. This quarter played almost exclusively on the Crows' forward line. There's Jamison on the lead. And Murphy thinks he can do it.
I was just about to say that. He's pretty confident.
Well, he can't do it. They can test about 5 metres out. It was offline in any case, and it trickles through for a behind.
But he actually should have given it across then to McGuinness just before that. McGuinness had gone clear by about 30 metres, and Tony McGuinness wasn't too happy.
And even the lead, Jamison, was about 6 or 7 paces in front of Scholl, wasn't he? Here's Scholl anyway, kicking in. Schwass, oh, very untidy. Tregenza close to the line. Still he goes, Tregenza. Well done by Schwass, making amends. The ball stayed in there a long time. It trickles across the boundary line. Well, in fact, Martin did pick it up inside, but was tackled across the line. Well, not happy there.
Must be masochists, I think, this Adelaide crowd.
What do they want? There's the throw in. Tregenza, centering kick and a high one too. Down towards Jamison. Scholl won the battle of strength. Rock held without it. Must get the free.
Anthony Rock, he's tried very, very hard, as he always does. He's gone short. David Dwyer has marked at half-back Larkin. Now, he can give another hand pass off. He does to McCarthy, who's had a very quiet game. John McCarthy looking for Carey. Good mark. Wayne Carey will have to kick from about 47 metres. Now, he might look for a short option here. He's kicked 2. It's been a good battle between Carey and Maynard, the two number 18s. Carey dominated early, but then Maynard, well, hasn't had that many opportunities either, but Maynard's played a good game. There's the kick from Carey for his third. Well, it's sneaked in, I think, a little bit to the right. And that's exactly what did happen. So it will be a kick in after that behind. North, they really need a bit of 5 or 6 quick goals to make their score look a little bit respectable, Ross.
Yes. Kicked in. Maynard missed it. McDonald's got it. Inside left half forward, runs to the 50, pulls it back. Not a particularly good kick, though, and Casca read it best off the boot. Lunging mark, away to Bickley. McGuinness sold into trouble, but he's so nimble. McDermott should have been taken high, nothing doing. Longmire's in front. Likewise. McGuinness, terrific. Gets it away to Brown, who's drifted out of the game, but the support has been incredible. He started superbly. Rock on the wing, sends it back in for North. Dropped by Longmire. Roberts. Staritsky. Over the top, Roberts. 35 metres out. Good kick. Goal.
After that goal by Mark Roberts, the margin is 14 goals. Still a long, long way to catch up. But that was Ramiro getting it to Schwassel, who's put the pressure on Staritsky. Oh, he's hurt too, Bickley. He's really hurt himself then. Staritsky recovers, picks it up, and slams it in towards goal. Can they get another one? No, they can't, because it's forced through by Tasca for a behind, and Bickley is down and hurt. He might have a bad corky here, I would think.
Yep.
That's a knee right in the thigh, and they really do hurt.
Casca boots in. 23-6, plays 9-7. McDermott's over the ball, hands it out towards McGuinness, and the umpires decided it was a throw, and that's the right decision. So Dwyer's got it. Centres it, Carey. A lot of the sting has gone out of this game now. North seeing more of the ball as a result. Towards the pocket. Why there, you wonder? Longmire fumbles. Well done, John Longmire. 50 metres out from goal. Sends it back towards the kickoff line. Going back. Oh, what a good mark, Wren.
And they'll hold that play there, I think, too, Dennis, because the stretches come out for Bickley. Will they or won't they?
Not at the moment. No. Carey showing compassion, knocks it out of bounds.
Yet they're holding it now, because that right leg of Mark Bickley, what the beauty. They tried to carry him off 2 trainers, but obviously too uncomfortable, and it was stressful on the trainers too. That score line you suggested, Dennis, that first round is their best score for the season, having checked.
So we're on the cusp of a record score, Rob.
We are on the cusp. Just watch this, the connection here. The left knee of Staritsky just contacting there quite heavily with Bickley's right thigh. As Pete said, they are terribly uncomfortable.
So the stretcher coming off the ground. Sad sight so late in the season.
Well, if you get a decent one, you can really, and it starts to bleed, you can really be out for 4 or 5, 6 weeks.
Very careful, those. Of course, now Adelaide down to it's 18 players with Mick and Offers with a hamstring. So let's hope there's no further injury.
Well, in the meantime, it'll be a throw-in at half forward. North Melbourne just starting to make their score a little bit more respectable. There's Wren getting it down to Steele, actually, for North Melbourne. Oh, that could be a free kick against Wiedemann. Grabbed by Staritsky. Hooks in at goal and has put it out of bounds on the full. But I thought that maybe could have been a free.
Yeah, should have been.
This is Patterson from the back pocket. Maynard is the flyer. Now, who'll have the pace? And this looks like it's Pays. It is Andrew Pays racing after it. Oh, look at the pace. Get away from Ramiro. He's gone short. He found his lookalike in David Brown. Brown, in turn, he was looking for Liptak. He's chipping in his jackets, and he might kick his 9th here from 55 metres. Hooks it back at goal. Which way did it bounce? The wrong side. So the whole Adelaide crowd stood up then in anticipation.
Yeah, McDermott, I've just been watching him for a few minutes. He went down with his left ankle there. Let's hope he's all right, because they haven't got another player, as I just said before.
Good news, though, for Adelaide is that I think they were restricted to 10 men. North couldn't get up and win this from here. This is Liptak. Away to Klug. who centres the ball. Terrific kick. Jarman can go in and kick a goal. 45 metres out. He doesn't normally miss. He hasn't missed this one. He's kicked 3. Well, he won a McGarry medal in '87 with North Adelaide, averaging 26 possessions a game. He really is a talented player.
Yes, you just see this on replay here. Liptak, who's been quite lively, and Klug featuring in. He's just gone a little bit quieter, but it hasn't really mattered. Dennis said as one goes out, another one comes in. And he's such a relaxed disposer of the football. He's Andrew Jarman.
I think he'll give a good account of himself in the Brownlow this year, Andrew Jarman.
I think you're hoping.
I am, as a matter of fact. Interesting situation if West Coast win the premiership. Brisbane Bears take out the reserves flag and Andrew Jarman won the Brownlow. I won't be going to Melbourne. There's Fairley. Gets it across to Dwyer. Well done. Dwyer outside the 50. There's the siren. 3/4 time and Adelaide continue a massacre at Football Park. It's 24-7 to 9-7. What can we tell you? 90 points the margin at 3/4 time. It hasn't got any better for the Kangaroos. They trailed by 59 at half-time and 5 at 3/4 time. Rodney Jamieson has 8 goals for the Crows and 4 apiece to Lee and Brown, and for North 2 each to Carey, McDonald and Longmire. Well, tickets are now available for the 1992 Ford Australian Open. Call the phone numbers on the screen and you can purchase either a single session ticket or one of 5 sets of series tickets. Here's some good news for footy fans. We've got the Australian football video proudly presenting Name a Game. What you do is telephone 008-035 665 for your catalogue, or you can pick one up from any Brash's store right across the country. Videos available include all grand finals from 1966, all final series from 1987, and most televised games, home and away matches of season 1991. Rod Jamieson probably wants this one. Priced at $34.95. Call 008-035 665 this weekend. Let's go down to Max Stevens now.
Thanks very much, Dennis. Well, what can Wayne Schimmelbusch do? He's told his players they've done nothing all day, and he's asked in this last quarter if, by any chance, they can get some respectability on the scoreboard. He said North must create some opportunities. Their performance today has been nothing but second-rate. Graham Corns pushing the point that Adelaide must finish the season the way it started, reminding them of that game in round 1 against Hawthorn. And he said, well, you've got 30 minutes to go, and then you've got a 6-week break. I don't know if some of the players were happy to hear that. He said 6 weeks before pre-season training, so let's finish it off with a big one, particularly for the many supporters that have come here each week, taking the crowd here at Football Park to something like 500,000 spectators that have seen the Adelaide Crows play this season. And Mark Bickley, an update on him, he came off on a stretcher. He only has a cork thigh, but I can assure you he won't be taking any further part in the game.
Okay, thanks, Max. 3/4 time at Football Park. Adelaide 24-7, North Melbourne 9-7, bearing in mind it was close at quarter time. Ross?
Yes, and look at the dominance there with those handballs and kicks there, just miles in front, as obviously the scoreboard is indicating. The hit-outs as well, 35-18, and they're just doing it far too easily. And the only hope that North might have is some of these Adelaide Crows players in a little bit of anguish looking forward to the pre-season 6 weeks away might start having a rest now.
That accounts for the groan I heard. That's right, Footscray. Someone mentioned them in the background. Training Tuesday night.
That's a long, long time to be.
You wonder why some people retire.
Training. Oh. Peter Cameron holds the ball aloft to bounce the ball. Last quarter of football for the year for both these sides. Now let's see if North can really do something as we see Jarman get it out to Pays. Pays has found John Klug. He's been a real surprise packet this year for Adelaide. He's had a fine season, John Klug. Former Richmond reserves player. Originally recruited from Tasmania. And I think Richmond wouldn't mind having him back at the moment.
Uncanny, isn't it?
He's a terrific hand, John Klug. Chandler taps it on. Jarman is there. Brings it in towards the pocket now. Will it sit for Liptak? It won't. It beats him over the line.
Matthew Liptak. Promising young player. He's fumbled a bit today, but seen plenty of the ball. Klug slips over. Martin, uncontested, gets it down. This is Steele breaking away from the full-back line. Kicks towards midfield. It pitches in no man's land. Opportunity for North. This is Roberts paddling it across the ground. Needs support. Adelaide, as you'd expect, have got the numbers. Wren's over the ball. Allison had it, then lost it. Wren sitting there, hand passed it away. Lee out wider. Jarman, well done by Steele to Dwyer on the wing. Very lazy kick, just drifting it across the ground. Tregenza came at it. Schwass did well, fisting away. Storitsky. Wren again. Tregenza works a little 1-2 with Wren, who finds Filkey. Well, they got two men forward of the play, Filkey and Jarman. But the kick is a shocker. You wonder in a tense, close match whether you could afford that luxury. Filkey and Jarman 40 metres beyond the play. It looks okay when that sort of thing happens and the other side is dispirited. And then Filkey's kick, perhaps pangs of conscience. He kicked it out of bounds. Throw it in the pocket. Martin thumps it back towards the boundary line.
I was going to say one player who has stuck to his task quite well since he's coming on is Jeff Chandler on Brown. He's kept him quiet after that burst initially with those 4 goals.
Thrown in once more. Jarman behind the pack. Behind off the left foot.
And I really believe that Sean Wren he's really going to become a cult figure here, Ross.
Well, he's one of those young, exciting players who'll take us through the 90s in footy, and they're just so important to have that quality of player coming through just to keep our game to the forefront.
But you can feel the crowd actually lift every time he goes near the ball, and well, he's having a fine day today. German at half-back. He's got the running Crocker. Well, he went a long time on now. He got the bounce. He's got himself into a bit of trouble here, but he lays off the hand pass to Roberts. Mark Roberts is a beautiful kick. He brings it down to the forward line, and there's a mark to Donald McDonald at long last. One of the forwards has taken a mark 20 metres out.
Yes, he kicked 2 goals in that first quarter and then has been in the ruck a fair bit, and they swapped Gallagher himself and Roberts through that centre area. Chance for his third.
He's kept trying hard, McDonald. There's the kick, and it's a goal.
24-8 to 10-7. Play restarts. It's been a marvellous day in terms of the weather. Dwyer, worried by Filkey. Roberts again. Could have almost been held without it. Lost the second time. And we'll get the 3. He's on the wing. Anthony Rock.
Yes.
Hit in the face. Didn't see what happened. Maybe German did. So here's Roberts on the wing. Shadow starting to creep across Football Park as he boots it down towards half forward. Tasker leads back in the race. Wiedemann is coming up. And it runs out of bounds. Wayne Wiedemann there, recruited from Eastlake in the ACT. Tough customer. It's a young back line that they've got. Smart, of course, not playing today, but could develop into a very good unit. Wren will get a free kick playing in front. It could be anything, this young man, if he stays healthy and dedicated. Hart got it.
Darryl Hart will spend a lot of time today on. He chips it short to Maynard. Real goer, Rodney Maynard. Got back up support by Pays. Pays to the half-forward line, a one-on-one contest. Rock used his body well, and looks as if he's recovered from a whack to the snout. I think he's already had a broken nose this year. Centre wing is Storitsky, and I'm not necessarily thinking it was on the field either, as the kick comes down towards half-forward. Oh, good mark. Oh, he copped the knee in the kidney region too. That hurts. That really does hurt. And Sean Wren, he showed courage, but the knee went in there hard. And he's hurt. On to McGuinness. Tony McGuinness to the half-forward line. Murphy back with the flight. Liptak was there also. Schwass ran past the ball. Tregenza to Brown. Jarman. The chip pass is on. Can Jamison get there? He's got it. This has been a good contest since Scholl went on. There's the kick. Will it bounce back? No, it doesn't. Across the face and through for a behind to Rodney Jamison. He's kicked 8 goals.
Wren seems to be okay, Pete. That's good news. Scholl kicks off. Massive kick, about 75 metres. And that's a good mark taken by German. Plays on, gets it to Crocker. Back to German. He runs up towards the centre. Probing kick towards half forward. The Crows had the numbers, but Fairley picked it up beautifully. Gets it across to Carey from 35 metres out. And he misses. Wayne Carey has kicked 2 goals. Not much animation there. The North Melbourne dugout. There's Tasker. Members side with a kick. And Wren back into the fray. Let's see what he can do here. No, Roberts got a hand to it. It falls behind Staritsky. That must be holding the ball. No, play goes on. Maynard, good work by Roberts to track him down, force the error. Dwyer takes the mark. He's on the wing, wants to go. Good evasion. Dwyer towards centre half forward. 2-on-1 situation here. It falls to Allison. This should be a goal. 40 metres out. Allison has missed, I fancy.
Almost typifies their day, really, those last couple of shots.
Well, at least that one was close.
Well, the margin and even 14 goals now. Real hiding for North when this season promised so much for them. Still need a couple of vital players in this team. Oh, good mark to Roberts. Now, he will kick from about 60. And he is a very, very long kick. I think he'll go pretty close to the distance here with the breeze behind him.
It's a good mark, actually. Got himself in and just got in motion getting up for that mark. Just put Wren out of the contest.
It'll take a mammoth kick, but he is a long, long kick of a football, Mark Roberts. There's the drop punt. What a beautiful looking kick. A great goal.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth.
All-round goal, that one from Mark Roberts. Good mark, wonderful kick. 13 goals the difference. Wren gets it down. Rock, hurried kick towards the wing. And Dwyer takes the mark. Back to Rock, who runs through the middle. He was looking for Longmire. In from the side, Wiedemann. Gathers the crumbs too. Kicks it back towards the grandstand wing. Chandler leads in the race. Sits obligingly for him. Hurried kick. Had a bit more time than he thought. And Hart goes back and takes the mark on his chest up from the back pocket. He's been playing on German for the best part of the day and has done a very good job. Boots towards midfield. Staritsky up. Couldn't hang on. Liptak, hurried handball. Pays quick hands. In turn, Murphy sending Filkey away. 3 of them in a wave going down the ground. Jarman's got it now. Runs to 50, Jarman. Bends it back. Not a bad effort from there. Crocker goes back. Takes the mark behind the goal line. It was a behind. He actually marked it running backwards and then came into play around the goalpost.
Oh, I think he's only tricking.
Mark it down as an effective shepherd for the goalpost, but North Melbourne bring it back in. Missed by Schwass. Tregenza robbed him of the ball. McGuinness snaps. Great goal. 25-10. To 11-9, and working up into that breeze, which is freshening now. That was a very clever kick.
Yes, you just see this again. It's just jumped in here, fumbled by Swass, and he just runs off. His skills are terrific. He's actually not been an influential player today, Pete, I don't think, and still's done a reasonable job on him.
Tony McGuinness, a class player. But as Ross said, he hasn't had sensational day, but he's had a fine year. There's Wren. He taps it down to Liptak, who's a real workhorse. Liptak to Jarman. Danger here. Onto Filkey. Can go off again with a hand pass. Klug always seems to have plenty of time. Brings it into full forward, but no one there. And the forwards have got themselves out of position. Crocker Swass. Wayne Swass has had a quiet day.
Yes.
They've got a problem down there deep in attack. Of course, McDermott can barely run, Pete.
That's right, and there are two men on interchange who won't come back on. That's Micken and Bickley. Here's Klug, very clever player. Quick kick comes in towards full forward. Jamison overran it. McCarthy. It was Liptak who brought that ball in. The half-back line, Staritsky. Now he has a casual bounce. He's on centre wing. Swass is running for him and receives. On the left foot, up in front of goal, fairly at the back. Taps it down. It was good play. Patterson gets in a hand pass. Wiedemann, good defensive play this. Wiedemann another bounce. He dummied the hand pass. Now he gives the hand pass to Lee, who's now playing in defence after kicking 4 goals. Lee to the half-forward line. Jamison, a chance for his night. He straightens up. He fires in that goal, but he misses. And I really thought early in the game, when he had those goals up so quickly, he was going to kick double figures, Ross.
Yeah, certainly. Still a chance. Just watching that wave of runners coming from that half-back line, there were 2 or 3 options all the way down. They're just preparedness runs terrific.
Scholl kicks into Crocker. That seems to be the major interest in the game now, whether Jamison will reach 10. Here's Roberts. The Crows have kicked their highest score for the season this afternoon. This is Chandler. Well, that was always ambitious. Charged down by Hart. Across the boundary line it goes. Hart was virtually on the ball there when Chandler decided to hand pass. And to throw in. Wren and Roberts. Roberts smacks it forward. Chandler put his body in nicely. And crosses the boundary line. There's McDermott on the forward line, hobbling, restricted virtually to the goal square. Hart gives it away. Larkin, good handball. German. Rock is outside. And Roberts took it off him. Thinks about going back to Rock. Now Rock will have to hurry from outside 50. Long kick down towards full forward. Longmire. Did he get it? I think he may have.
161 plays 81. 14 minutes of play left in this last home and away game for the season. Larkin receives from McCarthy. Now he's looking for the short one that clears them as the players race. Oh, that nearly a throw by Tasker onto Wiedemann. He really scooped that one up. Wiedemann to centre wing. Oh, again the loose man has been created. As take it away is Liptak up towards half forward. The ball hits the deck. Chandler in after it, taps it on. Got back up support from Anthony Rock, who's kept going all day on McCarthy, very slow to get rid of it. He's found Roberts. Good play by Mark Roberts. On to Steele. The leader's on to Longmire. That was good forward play. And Johnny Longmire is marked at the 50-metre line. He's kicked 3, Longmire.
It's a good lead up there. He gave himself some space to run into. It was a good kick from Steele. One of the few opportunities he had to lead in that situation, Pete.
So John Longmire, normally a pretty accurate kick. He's directly in front with the breeze at his back. There's the drop punt, and no doubt about it, right through the middle.
Margin is 74 points. 25-11 to 13-9. Wren again. Out towards the wing where Martin leads in the race. Tries to go off the ground. Socket away instead by Klug, who works earnestly after that one and tracks it across the boundary line.
Ramiro on and fairly off for North.
Graham Corns would be content. He himself played 5 games at North Melbourne. Martin wins it down. McGuinness sharks it, goes across the ground with a kick into the path of Tregenza, and Tregenza's got the pace, draws away from 2 of them, runs to 30, will go over the top to Jamison, his 9th upcoming, dummies the handball, smothered off the boot superbly, getting back McCarthy.
It was a very good smother, that.
Particularly at this stage of the game, it'd be very easy to take the easy option then, but good effort by McCarthy. A lot of pace shown by Tregenza. Now here's Murphy to Jamison. He might kick this on the left foot. No, he's going short. Good play. And he found his teammate Liptak.
Now he was 30 metres in the clear, wasn't he? Liptak?
At least.
That's right.
Yes, again, good skills there. Pete turning his left side, showing he's very proficient.
Yes, Matthew Liptak now has kicked one, 12 and 12. He's had a very good game, little Matthew. And there's the kick, another goal to the Crows.
On that's your disposal. We can fix that straight away. No worries, mate.
Telecom Mobile Net is Australia's mobile communications network.
Hello, Daddy.
Oh, Princess, I'm sorry. I can't finish that story tonight. But I promise you, I'll finish it first thing in the morning.
There's all sorts of benefits for all sorts of business.
Daddy loves you.
I love you too.
Even family business. Telecom Mobile Net, Australia's own.
26-11 plays 13-9. Very easy goal for Matthew Liptak. North had 3 men in the goal square when that mark was taken by him. Big hit away from the centre by Wren. Perhaps I think McDermott's foxing. This is Schwass, confronted by Jarman, gets it to Rock, who chips it out wide. Well done by German. A little flick across to Larkin. Chandler boots around the outer side towards half forward. Maynard, nicely done. Wiedemann. Brown. They start to run again. Brown. Jamison now. Can he get a goal here? Jamison lays it off once more. Wren's got it outside the 50. Under pressure, not a good kick. Bounces awkwardly for all and sundry down there. Scholl gives it away straight to Brown, who started in a blaze of glory. McDermott hobbles across, kept it in almost. I'm not sure he didn't keep it in.
He would have had...
Let's have a look at that again.
He's not arguing too much, but no, he took it over.
No.
Yep. I thought when he went down it was his ankle. He said, obviously that knee is the problem.
Could make a terrible boundary umpire.
Unless it's he has had a hamstring problem.
Yes, but
you've got to remember.
The bandage is pretty solid in his knee.
Right. Martin has kicked it out of defence, and would you believe it, straight into the hands of Andrew Jarman. Jarman has kicked 3. He couldn't believe his luck then, could he?
Any votes today, do you think, Pete?
Andrew Jarman, you're praying for a few votes. We'll go ask the umpires after the game, if you like, Dennis.
Let him vote first.
Andrew Jarman for his 4th from directly in front. Keeps it low and puts it through for a goal.
27-11 plays 13-9. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the season for these two clubs. German away from the middle towards half forward. Ramiro comes up to meet the ball. Appear to be held. Nothing doing. Hayes comes away with it towards the wing. Dwyer leads back in the race. Chandler there to assist. Offers the Shepherd. Dwyer. Not a particularly good kick. Well done by Jarman, and again superbly done. Got it to Wren, who in turn got it to McGuinness. Now it's with Hart on the wing. Hart measuring the alternatives. That's a very good kick. And this man doesn't miss that sort of ball coming in. Jamison, will he get 50?
I think that's nearly 50 again. I think we'll find. Yes.
Yes?
No, he's just taking back on the mark, I think.
Oh, he's very lucky.
They get excited.
Well, the crowd want it. They're willing 50 there. They want 30 goals, not for Jamison. They want 10 for him and 30 for the team.
That's 50. Yeah, he hung on to him for about 10 seconds after he marked.
So Jamison will kick from about 40 metres out. Meantime, Brown and Chandler are involved. Jamison, good kick, great kick. Oh! It was bending back on the breeze. If that goalpost was 2 metres deeper, it would have been through.
That deserved a goal, didn't it, Ross? That was really a great kick.
It was a terrific kick, yes. But it was only a point.
Well, the kick in will find Crocker. Crocker at half back now. He should go straight down the centre here. Has a bounce. Hand pass to Chandler. Over the top to German. The leader's on. Longmire can't quite get there. Well, 2 of the Adelaide players ran into each other then. Jose Ramiro, he's been a quiet player. We're almost threw that one away. Pays. It's in a hand pass. And eventually it's forced over the line. There's a bit of a pushing and a shove going on here. Wiedemann's in it. And Longmire, Ramiro. And the umpire just ignores that, throws the ball in, and that was good, as we see Scott Lee forcing the ball over the line again. It's at the 50-metre line. He's a bit of a tough customer, Wiedemann. And the exciting
enjoys his
player.
footy.
He does. He's an exciting player too because he crashes straight through Paxson. Oh, there's that good hand pass again from Jarman. Dennis Committee wants him to get votes. Filkey to Maynard. Well, he might run down and kick a goal. Carey's after him. He brings it in towards full forward. But a good mark taken by Scholl. He's done well too. Oh, Jamison. Taps it on to Liptak. Liptak will come back into play. He's got backup support from Jamison. And, the umpire's pinged him for holding the ball. Can you believe that?
The ball was being held too.
It was held in next to him. He's trying to punch it. Oh, well. What a tough decision, that one.
Official attendance today, 36,225. Gee, they have supported their Crows this season. Oh, superbly done there, knocked on, and the goal results to Klug after the good work from Filkey. "30 goals are beckoning. Still over 6 minutes remaining. 28-12 plays 39. It's a rout at Football Park."
Yes, and how fitting that this man Klug finishes with a goal, having been so creative early in the game, helped set it up for the Crows, and he should be very pleased.
Well, I'm sure they'll be looking at 30 goals. They'd be looking up at their scoreboard. 2 to go in 6 minutes to get the magical 30. It's not kicked too often. Now here's Wayne Swass. Hand pass to Allison. Allison from 30 metres bends it back. And I think he's kicked the goal, Brett Allison. He has. And some ironical cheers from the Adelaide supporters here as North kicked their 14-9 till 28-12.
An example there, Pete, of a player who has got pace, quite blistering pace really, hasn't featured much at all. There's another player with pace as well, and they really have had very little influence on the game.
(28-12, 49), almost double for the Adelaide Crows. They strung together, I think, 12 or 13 straight goals from the 10-minute mark of the second term, and put this game quickly beyond reach as far as North were concerned. McGuinness, wonderful spin turn. Down goes McCarthy. McGuinness kept his eye on the ball. That was the difference there. The kick, not a particularly good one, though. He sprays it wide out of bounds, and Andrew Jarman across very quickly to protect young Wren back in midfield. Good to see the senior players looking after the young big man. Wren was doing a bit of pushing and shoving with McDonald. Here's Rock towards centre wing. Staritsky goes up uncontested. Staritsky towards the wing, and Carey fisted away by Maynard. McDonald charges in, eyes only for the ball. Well done. In goes Wren in the opposite direction on Allison. It's close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Like a rugby scrum collapsing there right on the boundary. And it will be thrown in.
Wren to do the ruck work against McDonald. Oh, shoved out of the way was Wren, and being held in, the thumb went up to Donald McDonald from young Wren. He let his opponent know he was giving away a silly free kick. Sean Wren kicks in towards Tregenza. Now he's looking for an option to play on. Well, he wants to handball. Now he kicks it in towards half forward. Murphy in front. Thump to ground. Hart gets it on to Wiedemann. Wiedemann in towards the pocket. Oh, look, hobbling after he still went for it though, McDermott. Oh, great effort. As we see Crocker kick it wide. Chandler, just over 4 minutes of play left for Adelaide to get 2 goals and get that magical 30.
This is Schwass from half-back towards half-forward, and McDonald is at left half-forward, goes over the top by hand. This is German, props, then centres towards the kick-off line. Roberts outnumbered. Lee does well going back, thumps it towards the boundary line. Out of bounds it goes in that left full-forward pocket. Fans applauding everything they've enjoyed today, and great impetus for next season, buoyed by that scoreline. 87 points the difference. So this could be, as it stands at the moment, it is their biggest winning margin. Wren did well, got it to Lee. across to Pays. Around the outer side wing he goes, and Fairley has had a quiet day. Goes back and takes the mark. Fairley forward of the wing. Sends play back towards centre half forward. In front, Maynard. Good grab.
Good overhead, Dennis, isn't he?
Terrific. McGuinness. Chip pass out wide. Tasker up from fullback. Runners inside. Longmire. Good chase. Forced the error. This is Patterson. Patterson across the ground. Intended for Murphy, who's in front. Knocked away by McCarthy. Chandler couldn't control it. Scholl comes away with it.
Craig Scholl has done well since going on to fullback on Jamison. There's German to Schwass. Schwass from 50 metres. Let's fly with that left foot kick and puts it through for behind the North.
Sean Rennan, the goal square down there's had a fair bit of cramp the last quarter and a bit. Just shows that the workload he's had to carry today. We need to do some more work pre-season.
Maynard to the half-back line. He's found Wiedemann. Wiedemann looking for a hand pass option. He's found Lee. Lee has kicked 4 goals. Now he kicks to Hart. Hart's on centre wing. Brings it to the half-forward line. And going back with the flight of the ball was Anthony Rock to take a good mark. Now he immediately transfers it to half-back Scholl, running away from Jamison. It's found German. Now Peter German, he wants a hand pass. He gives it off to Donald McDonald, who from 45 metres boots long, and I think it's another one to North. It is. So Donald McDonald's kicked 4, and North Melbourne have kicked 15. 15-10 plays 28-12.
Yes, well, just indicating there that he normally does. He's kept trying McDonald, and Scholl actually hasn't done a bad job since he's been up in that back line. At least he's been prepared to run off and try and create something here. And German's just setting up McDonald for that goal.
Margin 80 points. And McDonald urging North on. Good bounce. Ren again. Liptak. Steele out wide. North work it forward. This is McDonald. Good kick. Carey to Allison, who should kick a goal from 40 metres out. No, he's missed by quite a way. It bounces through for a behind. 15-11. Plays 28-12. So the clock running down on the season for the Crows and the Kangaroos. I suppose in many respects the Crows can look back with satisfaction. They've been frustrated as Ren takes too long. Schwass comes away with it. He's at left half forward. Goes long down towards full forward. Longmire works his way in front and takes the mark. West Coast Eagles, from memory, won 11, lost 11 in their first season. And the Crows will finish with 10 and 12. So they're not far away. Here's Johnny Longmire. He's kicked 4 this afternoon. On a very acute angle, short passes, and finds McDonald, who's been prepared to put himself about in this final term. Yes. He's done well.
Yes, prepared to run. If he kicks this one, 5 goals in this situation, it's been a good effort. Now losing side.
Total attendance here for the year is up on the scoreboard. It was over 500,000.
Sure, that's terrific,
isn't it? It was amazing, and I've been here a few times. There was when it's packed and the noise they make, there's nothing like it. And they love their football in Adelaide. The team has put on a pretty good performance in their first season. There's the kick by McDonald for his 5th, and I think he's split the middle. He has. So Donald McDonald has kept trying, Ross. He's kicked 5.
Yes, as I said, you'll get that from him always. But the good thing about with the Crows as well is that they'll have now something to work on pre-season with the club. With the people always remember your last game at the end of the season, and particularly the off-field efforts will be enhanced by this fine finish today.
Well, 8 days ago, North Melbourne were in the 6. Sobering thought, really. Ren. Filkey feeds it away. Wiedemann out wide. Liptak. Almost a meat in the sandwich. Rock chasing Liptak towards the fence, dare I say it. Between a rock and a hard place. There's the siren. It's all over at Football Park. And a big win for the Adelaide Crows. They're standing in the stands as they did at half-time. They love their Crows. North Melbourne, nothing to crow about. It's been a very disappointing afternoon. 28-12 played 16-11. And Graham Corns almost breaking into a smile there. It's been a tough, trying season. It was a club born out of a lot of unrest. But I think that's behind them now. They didn't get to 30 goals, but my word, they played committed football this afternoon. A lot of talent in this side. There's Beckley going out to celebrate with his teammates. And the crowd wanting to savor this. No one's heading for the exits. The players are staying on the ground. And I think already there are thoughts for 1992. 28-12, 180. North Melbourne 16-11, 107. Rodney Jamison finished with 8 goals. A big game in the NBL today, just turning our attention from footy to basketball. And as you can see, a margin of 16 points there.
The CUB AFL 1991 Premiership Season League ladder.
So, as they finished in 1991, West Coast on top, Hawthorn second, Geelong third, St Kilda fourth, Melbourne and Essendon. The draw for next week, the finals. They were set coming into this day. The first elimination final, Melbourne go against Essendon at Waverley, 2 o'clock Eastern. On Sunday, we've got the second elimination final, Geelong and St Kilda. Tragedy, one has to go out. That's at Waverley, 2 o'clock Eastern. And then later that same day, the qualifying final, the top 2 teams, the West Coast Eagles and Hawthorn at Subiaco Oval in Perth, 5 Eastern. Repeating the final score from Football Park, Adelaide have won their 10th game, 28-12 to 16-11. Goodbye.
This has been a 7 Sports production. The 1991 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP, Westpac, CUB, McEwen's and Vulcan Hot Water.